Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our new campaign in the land of Roven, where our lovely friends last session gathered together, having fought some death dogs. Were able to spend some time talking to some of the crew of the Thunderlord, and eventually be allowed on board. And for the most part, they're making their rounds of getting to know people, getting to get a feel for what they're actually going to be doing, as well as spend some time in the water weird hot tub, just relaxing, enjoying themselves, getting a chance to decompress as the shift began to lurch and take off into the sky. Now, with the crew all aboard, all hands on deck, and everything is up and flying away, you guys are skyward. What would you guys like to do?
I mean,
I'm yawning so much.
you know exactly where I went to find.
Hmm.
I went to find the Tinker.
Of course.
Story is in Lake Kitchen, if she is allowed.
So you head towards the kitchen, and once you start getting into there, you hear a faint
Hello.
What?
I suppose I approach. Girl?
Dan! Oh no, did he mute himself?
Where I cut off at?
No.
The noises of like ear forge.
Yep, I don't know why that was they cut me off there. But the noises as you see this towering broad form, and as you come inside and you say hello and whatnot, the form just kind of like pauses halfway through, and you see a few different apparatuses taking like eggs and kind of shelling them off to the side, as it's got multiple tools for an arm rather than just one arm, which as it turns around to see you, all the tools kind of like come back into one and flip around to an actual hand as it gives a little wave, and it's like, well, hey there, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing mighty fine myself. How are you?
It's been a good kind of day.
I've
Brushes his hand on an oven, an apron, and holds his hand out to you.
I hold mine out to shake his.
Gives
I've come here in
good shake.
the hopes of learning how to cook.
Well, if you've got the talent and the knack for it, you'll fit right in. I do sometimes let others have a chance to actually enjoy themselves some cooking from time to time. Just don't make a mess in the kitchen that you're not able to clean up, or I'm gonna come kill you. Turns his other hand around, this big butcher's cleaver comes out, and he just slowly just kind of like whack! Quack, 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 and he starts chopping up another bit of food off to the side, just like, I'm just playing with you. I'm not allowed to kill people who are on the ship. Not unless they're boarding it unallowed, if you catch my drift.
I wouldn't be a tasty meal either, so...
No, you wouldn't be. We don't eat people on the ship anyway. We're not cannibals here. Better not be cannibals here.
I certainly hope not.
We better not be. I don't know how to cook people.
Okay, so just like we don't cook people on this ship. On this ship, the Shifty Eyes starts laughing nervously.
The fact that the gear forge are sitting in the kitchen talking about is mildly disturbing.
Best part is I don't have taste buds, so I wouldn't even know if I was. The noise.
Figment walks in and then walks out. Like,
Walks in, sees this, turns around, and just like, nope.
no, thank you. Any large robots in one place.
That's none of my business. Just grabs a cup of tea on his way out.
Alright, if you're looking to learn a few things about cooking, though, one of the first rules I can tell you is that you don't know how to taste until you've actually tasted it. And trust me, I am very bad at tasting things.
Well, I can imagine you'd need to taste things to taste things.
Of course, of course. But I make do with what I've got by looking at other things. Here, let me show you. And he starts just kind of showing you around the kitchen, giving you a feel for it, and showing you how he cooks. Clearly, he can intake substance, but whether or not that's actually substance that is he's tasting is up in the air for debate. He says he can't, but you swear that as he's taking like little bites of stuff, looking like thoughtful, he seems to actually tasting it like, yep, this thing needs a little bit more salt. Just taking a little bit of salt and just dropping it on, and just like, there we go, that should do it. Once we finish up this stew, crew's gonna be ready for dinner. Well, this is gonna be their dinner for the next couple nights at least.
Mmm.
Stay succulent.
Delicious.
Indeed, indeed. Wraps up a few other things. Just kind of sits back and kind of looks things over. Now comes the hard part. Cleaning up. People seem to think that I can just keep doing everything down here, and guess what? I like this part too. Come on. He starts just cleaning it up. He cleans up, and because you're in the room watching him, he's just like, nah, you're gonna help.
Oh yeah, he'll help.
Yep, so you spend basically the rest of a little bit, watching him cook and helping him clean up as he discusses a few other little stuff as he's going on. He's interesting, if more of a man of just like, just watch this, and just goes into doing it, and then afterwards he just kind of looks like, did you get that? And if you didn't, he explains what he did to, because he's like, I'm not going to show it again, but I can tell it.
He'll pay close attention to what he's doing and try to learn what that does.
He doesn't let you do anything hands-on, but he's just cooking, having a good time, letting you just watch. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Alright. I know Paris is looking for her gnomish friend. If you ask around, which I imagine you're asking around, just like, hey, I'm looking for someone about yay high, looks like me, but is actually, somewhere else in here. Eventually,
I mean, her name is Defina, so.
Yeah.
By the way, she's still just in that giant Goliath towel, just with her clothes in a bag.
People are doing their best to be respectful, as you're, looking like an Eskimo almost, with just how much is able to be wrapped around you. But eventually they're
so glad you're mastering that laugh.
Wait, what, Butters?
So happy you're mastering that laugh.
You're eventually pointed to where she is, and she's currently looks like she's getting her hands a little bit dirty, making sure everything's in order. Little bits of and when I say hands dirty, you actually see she's got chalk on her hands as she.
What the hell?
Kind of looks over you.
She'll walk up to her.
Yeah, it's supposed to be down here until later on after everything dries. It's just making sure to keep maintenance on some of the runes and whatnot. Always gets so sticky. Oh, the bastard.
Chalk to make the. Okay, chalk and the word sticky don't usually go together in my head, so you might have to explain.
Oh, she holds her hand out. You can see that she has chalk, but there's like a bit of paste that's kind of on her fingertips. We have to write him down in chalk so we can get the outline for him, and then we have to smear it with some magical salves to make sure that the chalk doesn't just, rub off and go away. It's the only way to keep a ship like this going in such a way that we don't have it so that if a piece breaks, everything stops.
So each rune is what makes this place fly.
Yeah, and if one rune goes out, you have other runes that help keep it upright. It's just it'll not have as
Go
much
slower.
propulsion from one area. But we can then
So
fix it at least with a patchwork, which we can then re-rune to keep it upright, so it'll at least have that going for it.
let's work with theory for a second.
Theorycraft away.
Let's say I were to put this glyph on a person.
Alright, tried that. The only way to really get that to work is to do it through something more along the lines of clothing. Which, trust me, we've thought of that as well. She reaches forward and kind of flicks your belt. Or where your belt would be. She flicks the towel, basically. Are you wearing the belt over the towel, under the towel?
She's wearing it under.
Under. She doesn't know that, so she just kind of flicks the towel. Where your belt is supposed to be. Not sure if you're wearing it or not, but you better be, because that's actually one of the runes is put in there.
She just
Actually, two of
opens the
them.
towel to show the belt.
And you're naked. Got it. Yeah, that's that. There's
Yes.
the belt. If you, that has two runes in it, which half the rune for one is technically the same as the half the rune for the other. So when you turn it, it has half the rune on one side of the belt and half the rune on the other. So when you turn it, the one that's the same is switched out.
I mean, I've already tested one of these settings.
You're one of those who likes to walk on the edge of the. Trust me, we can get you on bird shoeing duty later, unless you wanted to walk up and check out
Birth?
the other. Sometimes birds try and get into the.
Oh,
any
bird!
cracks. Bird, yes. Trust
You
me. If
said
there was
birth.
No. If there was birds on the ship, there'd be other questions about why we're flying that low to the tree line, let alone anything else.
Someone got distracted.
Apparently, very distracted, badly distracted, or they were going towards one of the areas that's currently well, not an outlier, just a more dangerous sort of area. People just tend to refer to it as the Enchanted Forest, and well, if you get too close to it, there are some sailors who say the trees will actually try and reach out and drag the ship into it. We actually lost a ship to it a long time ago, about 10 years ago. Well, I say long time by human standards. For us, that's like, what, a couple years ago?
I mean, for us, that's like a year in terms of how our minds work.
Well, compared to humans, at least. Silly humans. But they live so short and they make everything seem so explosive, you know? And I enjoy that about them. They're actually the ones who made the belts.
She'll start getting changed like into her clothes. She's already flashed. Fuck it.
She turns around. If any of you boys are looking, I suggest you look away! Immediately, three heads just shoomp, look away.
I mean, if they're looking, they can't afford it. It's fine.
Exactly. I can't have them in debt. Now, me on the other hand, I get this for free.
Well, yeah, because you're giving me notes.
She winks at you.
Dinner would still be nice, though.
Yep, it's still trying to keep eyes on the eyes. Price!
Oh my.
Did she just fuck up and say fry? It's the
So
eyes.
she said eyes on the eyes. Yes, she did.
She just sends her this smirk.
Get dressed.
I am getting dressed.
Good.
You're flustered.
No, I'm not.
You're also a bad liar.
No, I'm not. I'm amazing at it.
Back to the glyphs.
So she basically explains that each glyph has runic components to it that the salve that they put over the chalk to keep it in place, it can wear out at times, so they do maintenance on it at least once a month to make sure none of them are getting scratched, none of them are getting dried out or worn out, and sometimes they'll just go over it again just to be 100% sure that it stays in place. Makes it a lot easier for, again, mixing out parts if need be, if like there's getting rot on some wood or something like that. That way they can just knock it out, put it in, make themselves able to just keep on going. Which, to be fair, since they're not in water, they don't have to worry about that as much. But there's other types of damage that can come from the sky that they want to ensure that they don't have to worry about, such as rain, lightning, and fire.
There's no chance that the rules of the air work the same way as rules of the sea, is there?
In what regard?
In terms of, like, fucking other motherfuckers in airships trying to jump on board?
Oh, you mean people who've stolen some of our airships to try and pirate?
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have lost a few vessels that were at port, and a few people in one of our vessel actually defected and took the boat they were on rather than completing their duties. There are a few that are out there that we are trying to track down due to the fact that they weren't smart enough to know about the fact that we, motions to everything around them. Have ways to track a vessel like this, but the ones that were defectors, we have yet to find where they went because, well, they know the ships and they figured out how to turn it off before they left. So they're literally in the wind.
With enough dedication, I'm sure you could track them.
Oh, I'm sure we can as well. I'm just worried about them running afoul of something and having their ship dropped in front of people who don't understand the technology, who accidentally blow themselves to Kingdom Come.
I'm sorry, I just like the idea of karma.
I was referring more to people who have no karma with which to be blown away by.
Oh, you mean the airship blowing up? I thought you meant people just freaking out and lighting the airship on fire.
No, I'm saying that they, attempt to light it on fire and get blown away by the ship.
Why would some idiot land an airship on the ground, though?
I didn't say land.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Is there any way to just quickly deactivate an airship other than, to kind of, like, point at the glyph with her foot?
She, looks at you like this, like a, expression.
I am not going to sabotage the ship that I'm on. As dumb as I am not suicidal.
You'd be surprised how stupid some people can get.
Oh, come on. We've shared a lovely moment of tinkering brain. I think you can trust me.
She gently,
And
reaches forward and kind of just taps the side of your head lightly.
Hey!
No, there's no way to quickly do that. We have too many things that need to go right. So unless you're planning a crash landing, no.
Alright.
That's
I
why
was wondering, because if we run into another airship, I could just jump in, run in, and fuck shit up, but...
I mean, if you're fucking shit up, fuck up the people. Knock them on their ass and make sure that we can drag them all back to court. I'm sure the giants there would love to hear their explanation.
Ooh!
Yeah. They like their high and mighty power, so if we bring in a whole ship worth of people, that'll keep them fed for at least a good 20 to 50 years. Lifetime if we're careful about it.
So you feed people to the giants.
Not feed as in she makes a eating motion, trying to non-verbally explain herself. As in judgment. We have people who watch over and try and make sure that we're not, ending up in a position whereupon we end up, how might I say this, under their thumb in such a way that they would just tell us to fuck off.
Okay, so out of character, basically giants run the airship trade is what I'm getting.
They run the airship judicial section. They are the judges because, as she explains to you, a lot of the places where they dock at are in the clouds. They have literal cloud cities that is run by the giants, and as such, they offer to allow the giants to be the neutral party with which they have judgments passed down when they need to have people essentially brought to court or such like that. So if people break the law like these pirates, they'd be brought before the cloud giants, and those giants would therefore be like, okay, you're in prison for this long for doing these actions.
Okay, because they're basically fucking non-biased. There we go. Damn.
Yeah, they are non-biased, except for the fact that they love the fact that they can be given power over people.
Yeah.
They don't forcefully exercise it, but they have been given it, and so they enjoy it.
They enjoy it. Alright. So, are you done with your job here, or do you still need to do other things?
She motions behind her. Still got a few other things, but afterwards I can come up and check things out with you.
Mind some assistance?
I would. Just I need to make sure that it's done correctly, and I want to make sure that we don't have ourselves listing before we get too high up in the air. The last thing we need is to be as high as we can be with a wyvern on our ass trying to board us, and us listing meaning that it's able to actually catch the fuck up.
Well, at the very least, you could teach me.
You can watch. I'm not going to stop that. Come on.
Chivalr.
She basically just shows you how to apply it. She doesn't tell you what any of the runes mean or what they do, but just shows you what's drawn where and how to apply it.
Can I kind of like just take note in a journal?
Make a persuasion check for that one.
Do I get advantage since she might fucking like me?
No, you're being allowed to make a persuasion check.
Whee! Nope.
That's DM rolled, but a 3 in persuasion says she tells you that it's best not to keep notes on things that may accidentally fall into the wrong hands.
Fair enough. I will do my best to memorize the glyph. I have high intelligence. My charisma is garbage.
More than fair. Alright. So, anyone else wanting to do anything?
Silence scares me.
I know, right? Oh,
Why is there so... Okay,
Butters is typing.
I hear Limey.
I do hear Limey, but I don't know what Limey wished to do.
I'm trying.
I'm gonna
Oh,
chill
is the scene over?
like an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Is the scene over? Are we?
Yeah, that's why I said,
Oh,
is there
okay.
anything else that anyone else would like to do?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Mhm.
Beyond Eris, trying to get her air legs sorted out.
Trying to get your air legs sorted out. It's definitely different being on a ship that is... It's not rocking on water, which with the water you can at least look out over the edge of the boat and actually see the waves that's rocking you slightly. With this, it's essentially you're flying, and every now and then the wind will... And you'll get a slight bit of turbulence that makes you kind of jostle a little bit in place. You're like, It's like almost like standing in a plane while there's turbulence, and you're able to stand up. You don't shift too hard from side to side, but it's noticeable.
Oh, I dislike this. I might end up just going inside to try and avoid the fact that I look outside. Oh, air. Inside, I can at least pretend that we're on water.
She's sitting here like, I'm gonna pretend this is not happening. I'm gonna pretend this is not happening.
Figment will search for Eris. He'll search for Eris.
Okay.
Oh, no, Dren. I'm not going in the hot tub. I'm
That's
very far away from that area.
Alright, so as you're looking around, you eventually see Eris coming down a little stairway, coming downstairs, and as you're both, seeing each other, you hear a faint just...
The fuck is that?
As you kind of glance over and you see a very softly scaled individual just kind of like in a corner with just a stone as he's grinding something against it, just apparently sharpening it, kind of looks it over for a second, glances up at the both of you.
What are you doing?
Sharpening a knife. What are you doing?
I was just looking for a friend of mine. And speaking of which, there she
Stating
is.
the obvious.
Oh, that accent. Oh,
Accent.
Yeah, the voice acting, I love it.
Eris, it's mighty nice to see you. I had a few questions.
Figment, what kind of questions?
Oh, I was wondering about those horns of yours.
Lots of people tend to ask about those. They're not, well... Actually, let me finish... You finish your question, and then I'll try to answer.
Are you part dragon?
Yes, I am.
Oh, is that why you... Yeah, essentially, Butters. Why do you have horns? Is that why you were able to use that fire? Oh god, I'm getting the southern and the British one mixed up.
Oh, here it goes.
Give
Oh
yourself
no,
time.
this isn't
You're good.
Ahmed.
It's all good. Take it down.
Yeah, it's alright.
Is that why you use that fire of yours?
The fire is more just because that's what I was taught. I mean, it seems to be more useful. It seems to come more naturally. I don't really know. Maybe
powerful.
it's just because it's all I know.
Is it a spell?
Yes.
I learn it?
Oh my god.
She sort of leans up and backward and kind of squints down at you. Sort of like a, can you do that?
I think it could be incredibly useful.
I will
We don't
agree.
have to Oh, sorry.
Not this again.
I will agree
This is
that
not
it
going to
would
work.
be useful, but I just know this stuff now, and that's how I was taught it. I
Where are you
wasn't
from?
taught how to teach it to someone else.
Who taught you? You're getting 20 questions. I'm so sorry.
People with magic always want to know more.
You do magic?
Slowly glances up at you from the shadows and now you're kind.
Ow, Guru, you just cut me with the edge.
You see he has this big grin on his face, semi-sharp teeth, just kind of looking at you with it like this.
Dragonborn?
Make a nature check.
Oh, I have Oh, baby. That's 9 plus 8. 17.
Lizard folk, actually.
Nature check, right?
Oh God, we just talked about cannibalism, and then you throw that.
Sorry,
This
I
is
cut
new to
out.
you.
What did you say?
Lizard folk. Doesn't breathe
Okay.
fire, but they're very good trackers and hunters. They tend to actually make various tools and supplies out of things that they kill, and that as you look at his hands, as you realize what he is, you see that thing he is sharpening, likely bone. So when you say he was sharpening his dagger, it's a bone dagger.
What's the dagger made out of? I can tell it's bone, but what kind of creature did it come from?
Kind of turns it over his hand slowly. Oh, this here?
From people?
Oh, if I made it out of people, I certainly wouldn't be flaunting that openly. Although I
immediately
have
stopped
asked
being
the
excited.
captain if I could. It'd be fun. Nah, this year, we had ourselves a travel up north. You ever been up north? Cold up there. I didn't really like it until I was told I was allowed to hunt something. Ever hunted a yeti before?
Do I know what that is, Guru?
Another nature check.
Oh boy. Oh, that's a natural one.
Ooh.
Oopsie.
Your eyes are wide and you are listening with apt attention. Eris, you've heard of Yetis before. They're creatures of mountainous areas, particularly to the north in more snowy, cold regions, known for being very akin to the tundra themselves, of being both resistant to and able to deal out the cold to their enemies.
So this person of some nature I don't know has been able to take down a Yeti.
Yes, and you see him just kind of like turn it over in his hand. Whole crew was saying that they should have sent in some of your standard ventures to go do it. I went in, and I went out. Kind of just holds up the daggers, turns it in his hand slowly.
This guy talks like the creeper who would lick someone at random just to freak them out.
Can I hold it? Can I hold it?
Make a persuasion check.
That noise.
Where's persuasion? That's a 15. 11 plus 4.
A what? No,
11 plus 4, so 15.
15.
Eris is just
Flips it in his hand.
continuing.
Oh, Eris continuing. Yes.
Eris continues to squint, but approaches slowly, kind of cautiously,
Mm-hmm.
and is just kind of looking him over, and she asks, "How?"
He flips over the dagger, kind of just holds it between his fingers, and you can see that the dagger is not like a cutting tool like you would expect. It's more like an ice pick, where he has literally been sharpening it to a point where it's clear this is meant to be, and only likely meant to be, a piercing weapon to, jab into someone. As he slowly holds it out to you, just like, careful you don't prick yourself on it. And then as you take it and you ask that question, he kind of slowly looks to you and leans back, and as he does so, you see something kind of like shift behind him, and as you glance up, you see that he's got a large maul that's just kind of pushed up against the back wall as he interlocks his fingers behind his head. With persuasion, taps the maul.
You seduced the Yeti?
No. If I seduced the Yeti, trust me, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Taking off your clothes in the tundra is a death sentence.
Agreed. Why would you name your weapon?
Persuasion? Oh, because some people need a bit of persuasiveness. He slowly stands up, grabs the maul, and just heaves it around to just kind of hold out at arm's length with just this big old grin of just... Clearly he's not going to do anything, but having a maul just kind of leveled on you is... It's a little bit intimidating.
Eris is floofing up. Like, she is bristling actively.
Figment does not care. He is looking at the knife and is interested in the way it's made.
Don't worry. I don't use it on people who behave themselves on the ship. No threat. Just a reminder that you're doing a good job already. You haven't pissed me off. If anything, you just intrigue me. Slowly just sets down the maul, leans back again, and kind of looks back to the knife and holds out his hand.
Figment hands it back.
Yeah, he takes it back. Just kind of flips around his fingers for a second, looks at you guys. I look forward to seeing what you bring in. Maybe if you're nice and ask politely, I might actually help you make something out of it. Could be fun.
Thank you very kindly. It was very nice of you to let me hold your knife.
Of course. You were very polite about it.
Oh, what's your name?
My name is Bone Chill.
What? That's out of character.
Mhm.
Nice to meet you. My name is Figment.
Figment. I like that name. It's a pleasure to meet you, and you are...
Eris.
A pleasure to meet you as well.
I'm sorry. I just love how Figment is just all so excited to talk to this person. Meanwhile, Eris is in the back just looking at him like, eh.
Eris bristling like, I want to leave. Figment like, no, go on. I'm listening.
Is always listening.
Yeah, you'll find that I'm one of the esteemed members aboard the ship. Not necessarily as high up as Thrill is, but I'm third mate aboard the ship. If anything happens to our beloved captain, our first mate, and our second mate, I'm next in line. They know my skills and they respect it. Cracks his knuckles by pushing him outwards. I'm just waiting on our next stop so we can know what's to hunt next, you feel?
I do. That's mighty impressive.
No.
No?
You see his eyes like widen as that. It's like an excited, just, why not?
Hunts should just be for the clan, the herd, for food. They should not be for a thrill.
Oh, I think you misunderstand. Normally, my people are very much about the thrill of the hunt. This is true, but since I joined this group, I am allowed to hunt anywhere in the world, so long as it's for the, for the world clan, if you will. I get to hunt anything I want to protect the people who aren't able to do it themselves. You see, sometimes creatures tend to be overpopulating themselves, killing all the prey, making it so that if we don't step in, they'll move themselves right to being gone forever. Or, worst of all, one of them will push another one out of its territory, and then it'll start to think, hey, all those people over there, they're looking mighty tasty.
You kill a mountain lion because it's eating too much of the deer to protect. I can get behind that. And they relax more.
Yeah, I'm not a vicious animal. Kind of shrugs. Besides, it's not like I left that Yeti corpse to rot away. It had been killing a whole bunch of travelers. So we cooked its meat and we sent it to the village to provide what it had taken from them. We're not
Is it
monsters.
groups?
We slay the monsters. Say again? Sorry.
Figment's actually looking at Eris now. Is a group of furbolgs called a herd?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Been a while since I've traveled with a herd or clan. Not since I joined this ship. If you ever see your people again, tell them Bone Chill says hi. He's still got
Keep
that
that
like
in mind.
wide, kind of creepy looking smile, like, you know, from like looking into the eyes of this creature that's sharp teeth, but you're starting to get a feel that it might not be him actually trying to be creepy. That just might be how he smiles.
She grins back, and it's also a vaguely sort of threatening smile, but also grin? Question mark.
I want to see
Basically
Eris'
showing
teeth.
Yeah.
He seems to kind of like relax a little bit more at that, just like, there we go. As he leans back
I'll
and
keep
you
it
hear
in
him
mind.
just shink, start to resharpen the, basically the bone pick dagger, and just kind of keeps sharpening it.
Thank you very much. I hope I'll see you later.
Trust me, aboard this vessel, you're bound to run into us one time or another. Keep
Figment
yourself
leaves.
safe. Bye, Figment.
Goes back to studying.
Alright, anything else anyone else would like to do?
Thank you for his promise me to look into his fucking parts.
Oh, no,
Parts?
hang on.
The Gear Forge that works the kitchen promised that I could look him over, essentially.
You went to go find Sorvinger?
No, the cook. Regis.
He's in the same area.
So I would be dragging Nafina and Tharius with me because I want food, and she promised me food.
Stovner and the cook would be in the same room, I think. Still, story still in there.
We're literally just talking for the past like 8 hours. I love it.
Fucking the tree ants from Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god!
8 hours later, oh, we just got done saying hello.
Oh my god!
You walk in, and are you saying you're coming in right before dinner time, around dinner time?
Right before.
Right before. Well, a few other people are gathering in the mess hall area, since it's clear that this is, dinner is going to be served soon. And you just see Storvinger off to the side with Regis as they're both just kind of
Storvinger.
Yep. Yeah.
You said Storinger.
You said Storvinger.
Yeah.
It's Storviner.
Storvinger. No G. My apologies. Still learning names. Storvinger. I was thinking of it like Harbinger. That was my bad.
You're fine. I just figured that if I tell you now, that it'll help stick a little bit easier.
Please. But you see them kind of off to the side, just seeming to just be relaxing. Regis is just kind of making sure his fingers are clear of any food and gunk, and occasionally flipping around one of his utensils into his hand, just nope, nope, nope. Just seemed to enjoy himself at the very least.
Can I just take notes on this fucking this person's parts?
Yeah, you can. He's definitely not stopping you, and it's not like you're, gonna be super noticed with the people coming in to get food.
Oh, she's right behind him.
Oh, she's right behind him?
She's literally walking around him, watching him work, taking notes. Because she's only 3 feet tall, so she doesn't really interfere.
Okay. Just keeps flipping around. After a little bit, he just kind of slowly looks under his arm as you're walking around. You're much better to find what you're looking for if you actually ask. Don't worry. You're not the first gnome to want to poke and prod.
Oh no, don't worry, you beautiful chunk of metal. I am getting all that I need without asking you questions for the moment.
Metal and wood, thank you very much. He kind of shows his elbow where he shows that there's some very, very smooth pieces that actually look like they're made of wood rather than just metal.
How about I just call you a beautiful construct and we'll call it even?
Fair enough. There's something I could help you with elsewise?
I mean, you could help feed these two. She'll point to Tharius and Nafina. I fucked up his name for a second. I had to pause.
No, not just yet. Stew's not done for another couple minutes.
Stew.
Motions off to the side where you can see this big pot with what appears to be a plate that has some arcane runes that are just glowing, and the top of it's glowing this faint fire-like red, but you see no fire coming from it. Essentially, it's an arcane hot plate.
Honey, come here. Do you mind if he comes over here?
Don't touch the stew.
I imagine Storvner. Oh, is he still there?
Yeah, you haven't been sent away.
Oh. Okay. He would say hi.
Hi, Story!
Hello.
She'll climb up Tharius when he approaches so she can fully see the soup. Because I imagine this counter is higher than she is.
Yeah, it is. He leans down to let you just grab onto his arm and just hold onto it while you look down from his arm. The stew is got sliced carrots, potatoes, pulled meats that have been put into a broth. Looks pretty good.
He can hear her stomach growling.
That's why we make the food. Can't have y'all going hungry on us now, can we?
She'll hop off Tharius. She stops staring at the food before she moves back and starts taking notes on Regis again. That is his name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Butters, what the hell is the word you just put in the fucking chat?
Goofy people.
I'm assuming that's some type of stew. Is that gumbo?
Oh shit! Special fucking autograph. If you don't know what it is, you don't gotta worry about it.
Jesus, I'm scared.
You're fine. Eventually, you see the tall Goliath make his way down, taking his hat off as he enters the room and just kind of like hanging up on a hat rack with a few of the other people's different headwear and such. As Regis stands up, starts grabbing some bowls, starts slapping them down, and people are starting like, up, get in line, get in line. And he starts dishing out the soup, or the stew rather, to everyone who comes through. And it's a deep pot, so he's barely getting through maybe a quarter of it by the time everyone gets through. This is clearly meant to be something that'll last for a few days, even with second helpings, which they don't dissuade from, but they're obviously on a budget of food. Since they're in the sky, they do ask that you don't take too much, if you will.
Hunger.
Be patient now, Yumiko. You must let, as far as I've heard, you must let the flavors develop. And that takes time. He looks at he looks at Regis just like, did I get that right?
He nods. We're doing just fine.
I think I find it ironic considering that Story is the one who actually has taste buds!
Magic taste buds.
We should let Story cook.
He's really. I think his favorite food is just soul food.
Greasy food. I just heard someone whisper fair.
Let the flavors develop. What does that mean? Well, sometimes
It means let the flavors develop, dog.
they have to develop, you know?
When you
They gotta get
when you do cooking, basically a lot of the time it's you have to leave it so that the flavors of each ingredient kind of meld together.
Also,
So they don't just retain in sort of their individual like veg or meat or whatever.
now that Mad's here, Mad, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, hot elf.
Blimey otter noises!
They're cute noises.
Rip!
Well,
Unrip.
I plan to talk to the captain actually, just see if there's anything I might be able to help him out with.
You go and you approach the captain, and as you ask him that, you just hear him. No, we have enough people with their hands on duty, but that being said, we don't shy away from what you wish to be able to do. You are, of course, here as part of the initiative on facing the creatures, correct?
That's right.
Good. If you'd like, I can give you a rundown of where you can keep yourself in as peak of condition as we can manage aboard a ship. So that way when you go down, you don't feel like you're being underprepared or underwhelmed, if you will.
I'd appreciate that.
He motions for you to follow. Walks down the length of the deck, and he does point out a few things along the way. Mostly that this type of ship doesn't have a single mast coming from the top, but it has the sort of wing-like structures that go from either side that allow it to catch the air, meaning that it's getting its wind in that direction rather than through a big old sail on the top. So they don't have to have ropes going upwards, but they do have ropes that go outward, which are probably a lot more dangerous if you don't have your belt on. However, with the belt on, people can literally be running up and down them, running upside down as they're going up to take care of stuff. He just kind of motions to him, just kind of casually. We've had plenty of people use this as a way to keep themselves physically trained and strong, learning different knots and things of that nature. Helps them to be aware and mindful of what they're able to do. Of course, that's just one such thing. Down here, motions to the downstairs and just thump, thump, dum, just quickly goes down the stairs. He walks ahead of you, with you following right behind, towards one of the more back areas of the ship, underneath the deck area. So you basically are going down 2 floors, and you see essentially what would be almost considered a gym-like area, except for the fact that instead of having like weights, like iron barbells and such like that, it's got more things made out of wood, like crates and things of that nature, but moved around in such a way that you could, feasibly be able to move around and use it as a form of physical training, whether it be trying to do things dexterously. There's an area that's literally just bags of sand that you could shove your fists into if you're wanting to punch your way through your training, whatever it may be. There's likely something here to help with that. He kind of just walks through. Eventually he gets to an area on the other side, which is a bit thicker in terms of the walling between it. As he opens one of the doors, it's not bolted or chained or anything, but you do notice that there is a set of locks and keys that are locked behind a case, which as you enter the room you can see part of the reason why. This other section, which apparently is soundproof in this room, is a library. The main thing about it, though, is that each book has a chain and lock to it that has a bar over each thing, allowing you to read it, but needing someone to unlock it to take it off. And because of the fact you're on a ship in the sky, it's probably mostly because of the fact they don't want the books getting hit with turbulence and just falling off the shelf. He motions to it. This is a place where we can find a decent amount of information regarding various foes we've faced before and things of that nature. It's also a quiet room for when people need to come in here and take a rest. If you're one of those people who gets extra frustrated, points towards the back where there's another little box room that you see just a glass pane to show occupied or unoccupied, and in the back you just see this figure, this form of a person, just mouth open, just seeming to be like ah, but no sound is coming through. And eventually he waits, and then after a couple moments you just see him just like panting, opens the door. Oh, Captain! Gives a salute. Sorry, just had to blow some steam. I hate takeoff so much. I'm aware. At ease. Thank you, Captain. Hi, new person. Hi, excuse me. Pardon me. Squeezes through you guys, and he's like, some people need a little decompression after takeoff.
God sake.
To each their own.
Of course. Other people prefer the hot tubs upstairs where they can literally just get themselves cleaned off, feeling nice and relaxed. Unfortunately, we don't exactly have a way to separate it all cleanly, so we expect people to be on their best behavior. At least they wish to answer to me. Gives a little tip of his hat.
Loud and clear.
Very well. Anything else I can be of assistance to you with?
No, you've been quite helpful, but thank you.
Very well. If you need a book, ask the librarian. They'll be more than happy to get you a book, should you so wish. There's no way to get it yourself, as we need to ensure that records are kept as to who has taken what so that we don't have a book going missing.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good. He turns around and kind of motions. Whatever you feel you need, it's here for you to use. And it leaves you to your devices.
Guru.
Hmm?
Throughout the time we're here, it's just a slight chance everybody once in a while she through the hallways as the snake is just he feels like staying in the hot tub, but he wants to discover every room on the ship. So every once in a while you're gonna see a snake zooming by.
Can I catch it?
I catch it. Both of us are going to try and catch this snake.
I just imagine
One of
just,
us is
Same.
going to get this snake.
I just imagine Yumi and Nafina going down the hallway, and they just see this snake just bolt past them with Eris and Figment chasing after it.
Jeez. No, that's exactly what's happening right now.
I will
Technically,
only
it's the
go
same
down
speed as
one
you.
corridor to try and catch the
So-
snake if I don't just scoop it up immediately. After that, it's on its own.
Can I do an acrobatics check to see if I can catch the snake, Guru?
Are you going to allow one of them to catch you?
No, I have things to do.
We catch the snake.
You try and chase after it,
Yeah.
and it just keeps ahead of you.
What? How? It's so
It
fast.
is a very fast. It is a very fast.
Very
Command the
fast
snake. Can I cast command on the snake? Or
Nope.
is that
Nope,
not
it
right?
is not a humanoid.
Well, no, it's creatures. Yeah,
Oh, creature? Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Yes. I want the snake.
Why do you want
All
the
up
snake?
grabbing dice.
No, Figment,
Ah,
well, he's
Figment wants to study it.
Oh, I just realised something.
rolling.
Eris.
18, by the way. With a +0.
Never mind. It doesn't work.
The snake is still escaping you.
He's burned a spell slot.
Eris
This
is gonna
face-
cast message on the snake.
Cast a message on the snake.
You probably could.
This-
You can.
You can see it, so yeah.
She's just gonna be someone's going to step on you if you keep going around like that. I can just carry you if you'd like. That's it.
The snake cannot respond to this message.
Mm-hmm.
Nix can't talk.
Stop.
If the snake stops, that's a response.
It doesn't.
Okay, that's
No.
it's on its own then.
How long is the
Eris
sheep?
like, that's right.
How long is the sheep into
The sheep, what?
the ship end to end? How long is it?
Let me pull up my statistics here, because
You cut out for me, so I thought you were talking about a literal sheep. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that there was a sheep on here?
The
Eris.
sheep is long.
Eris, you might be verbal, but you're not a fucking...
I rolled my die-
feet.
Yeah.
How long is your snake?
I think we said he was a bit over a foot.
Bit over a foot.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. We look up average size of a cobra.
I'll look it up with you.
Fuck, not that. 3.9, maybe?
Around
I
3
don't
feet long.
know. Around 3 feet long, yeah.
Okay.
One of them said 8 point. One snake is 8.2. I said, fuck.
Yeah, no.
Jesus.
I mean, to be fair, even a common snake can be pretty fucking long.
Yeah,
Depending
exactly.
upon how old they are.
So yeah, Guru, it totally could wrap around Durin, his
Yeah.
body.
That's
Yeah.
why I never said you couldn't have him do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Regardless of if Figment can catch this snake or not, he will chase it around the ship for a good half an hour.
Oh,
Fair
God.
This ship is around, and this might sound funny, but I'm guessing this is how you're actually measuring it in your head, just to get an idea. Around 350 dragons long.
Alright. How far away is Dragon from me currently?
At the moment, he's at least 200 feet away from you.
I will make him come a little bit closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets within, like, I'll just have him go by my room, like the room I'm in, and as Figment gets there, I just say, "Stop chasing my snake!" Just like, they run by.
Figment freezes mid-step, and one foot is off the ground and the other, and he just like balances for a second.
And they will go back to doing what they must.
Snake can talk?
No, you heard the voice
He
coming
yelled it
from
from-
off to the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like momentary confusion.
Yeah.
Oh.
If he were a warlock, you could actually get an invocation that would let him do that.
My apologies. I hate to bother you, but can I study your snake later?
You see, there's no response, and he's not even looking at you. He's just looking in the same direction, like mostly submerged in the pool. The only thing not submerged is his hair. And his,
I'm just gonna creep over there, and then like just like pop around him, like look at him from all angles. Like, does he hear me? Can he see me?
he doesn't look to be looking or seeing or hearing you.
Would I know this spell?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm a knowledge cleric. I know things.
I thought she said
15 plus
animology.
15 plus
15
8.
plus 8. Yeah.
Find familiar would be the most likely thing, unless he found some way to bond with a serpent in some other way that you are unaware of.
Okay.
Can I
Leave a
stop?
note for him? Whatever, I'll give up and go away.
If you don't find familiar, you know that I can respond to touch. That's the one thing I can feel. Or the one sense I have.
Yeah, I
currently
remember the
is
star. I
touch.
forgot what find that. Okay,
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Figment would know that he's probably looking around the ship and not bother him and wait until later and leave.
Yeah, he's probably spent, like I said, hour 30, then probably come out for dinner or lunch, whichever one's first.
You look like a steamed lobster because it's in the hot tub for that long.
Because of what the hot tub is, I'm guessing no.
You can still get
Slight wrinkly, yeah.
yeah, you still get slightly prunish from
Yeah.
being in the water that long.
He does not care.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Snake comes and dives into the water with me, or Dragon does, and wraps around my.
Snake.
Then I'll get out. I just wanted to get Guru. Was I able to get a good look around the ship?
A decent one.
Yeah.
Are you able to know
Oh,
essentially all the same stuff that everyone else has been finding out?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
see-
not allowed to just wander through the areas where they're working on the arcane glyphs. They just kind of shooed you off to the other side, so. So you weren't able to get all the information, but you were able to get enough of the place to know what's what.
Guru.
Yes.
Any chance I can use prestidigitation to make me unprune?
Unprune.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say probably not.
Fair
I think
enough.
it can do quite that.
It can clean. I was wondering if that was around the lines.
Yeah, clean and de-raising your legs are slightly different.
Okay. So yeah, he'll just put on his clothes, and walk out to the kitchen probably.
Okay. Everyone is able to get themselves some food. And yeah, you guys are able to spend your first nights having a good time.
Yeah.
Do you want to question him now, Figment?
Oh yeah. Figment can see him, then I'll walk over. He'll amble over. Hey,
Yes. Yes, hi.
I
Hi.
study your snake.
Why?
I won't. Curious.
He's
He
a
looks like genuinely
snake.
confused. Is why you would ask him that. He's
He's just a snake.
see it.
What do you mean by study? Or inspect?
Just what kind it is?
Say that again?
Guess. I'm in the new world to study creatures and the like, and everything I can find, really. So.
I haven't seen a snake before.
Oh, but like, isn't this? Wait, actually, out of character, isn't the snake like rainbow or something?
It's not rainbow, it's just multiple chromatic colors, yeah.
Yeah. And I've never seen a snake like that before.
Well, that's because he snaps his fingers, it appears, snaps fingers, disappears, does it again, appears somewhere else, snaps again, gone. He's just like, it's magical, that's why.
Can I tell if it's like an actual kind of snake that you can find in nature, Guru?
Roll a nature check.
Oh. 8. Oh boy. Oh beans. It's fuck, I can't do math. 14. 14?
14. You've heard that there's a few different places that might have snakes like this. You haven't seen any yourself, so you're not certain if this is something that is existing in real life, but magic tends to imitate life, so it's more than likely that there is a snake out there that looks like this.
I don't know what specific kind it is, like looking at the face shape and whatnot. Okay.
I mean, it's a cobra. That's what you're asking. Pop it again,
Yes.
you see you pop it in again, you see like the actual like
What kind
hood
of
part of
cobra
it.
is? Does it have a name? The breed have a name?
Colorful. He shrugs. I don't know.
Well,
Just a
thank you
cobra.
anyway.
No problem. If you really want to take a good look at him, sure.
We'll take a good look at the snake.
Visually, it's a snake.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Jen will be offering readings for anybody who like want a ship that might.
It sounds fun. Figment will, of course, take one.
Oh God! 1 second.
God.
I had to lean over to grab my.
You should have expected as much.
I thought I was just gonna do NPC shit and charge people. I was gonna charge people a silver a pop for it.
You use a kind of magic to tell the future? Is it a kind of spell?
No, it's all on the cards. The reason I do it in the first place is for all to get a clearer understanding of the past, present, and
The card's magical?
Magic.
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 technically yes, but technically no.
You use them to cast spells?
I do, but it has nothing to do with this.
Okay.
First card is the Hierophant.
I what? I'm sorry.
Hierophant.
The Hierophant.
He's doing a
Hierophant,
reading
okay.
for you.
Yeah, I have the actual cards. So this is their past. You've gone through some type of. You've had some religious beliefs instilled upon you in some way or another, some spiritual wisdom.
Stop! That's actually true! The character.
Second one's Wheel of Fortune. You'll come across some type of karma. Destiny luring you somewhere. That's as much as I'm getting. from this, at least. And the last one was the lovers.
Oh!
Was what? I'm sorry, he cut out again for
Lovers.
me. The lovers?
lovers.
Aww.
You'll come into some kind of... Some choices will come to you, and through that you may find some kind of harmony. Though that is not promised, it can be seen. That's all I got for you.
Thank you very much. That was very delightful.
And I'll just be offering it to anybody else on the ship. Charge a silver piece of people.
Most people are just kind of like chuckling, wave you down. They're not interested in readings currently, but they might be interested later.
I'm trying to talk to Eris.
Alright.
Okay.
I have to check on the bean.
Eris probably comes in a little bit. Well, she comes in after Yumi and such. And she comes in and people that she's talked to so far are getting like the top of the head nuzzle. So Dren as Figment story.
Door.
Hi. Hello. Hey. Haven't seen you yet. And then sits down, gets stew, and gets out a little pair of wooden tongs and starts eating with that.
Oh my god. My tongues!
Wait,
Why not?
you eat stew? What the-
It's kind of like it's like one half of the tongs is a spoon and the other
Okay, that's
part
better.
is a
Alright,
fork.
yeah. I was like, wait.
What was concerned?
You know salad tongs?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a wooden salad tongs, but part of it looks like a fork.
So Yumi will approach her. You still eating them fucking weird ass things?
They're just weird because you don't do them.
Exactly. Weird. She like lightly taps her back. How you doing? I know this is probably a little bit new to you.
Oh
And she's
yes, it's very new. All quite scary, but it's not that bad after the first. No, it's still bad.
If it makes you feel any better, there's no physical way that you can fall off so long as you keep that belt on.
Oh no, the falling isn't the issue here. It's the everything moving, but in the air.
It takes some getting used to.
Where the hell did you come from?
We've been
Just
here
been sitting
for
down
what are you
for a while.
talking about?
The other side of Ares, you can't see it from the other side.
Rogues are insane, man.
Yeah.
You actually see Yumi like kind of lean over, like around her. It's like, wait, what?
Azaria waves with a few fingers.
I'm gonna guess the other hand is occupied with a utensil.
Yes.
She kind of waves back with this. How do I describe this fucking expression? It's when you're mildly uncomfortable, but it's more just like less uncomfortable with the person and more just shocked, kind of uncomfortable. I don't know what the fucking term would be.
Disgruntled?
Well, I guess? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. There. And rogues.
Oh, hey, Azaria. I did not see you there.
If you want, Eris, would company help you? At least a little bit?
I don't quite enjoy having people around. I'm still getting used to being alone. I'm supposed to, but it's still a bit strange.
I gotcha. If you want, you can stay with me and Darius for at least the first night so that you get a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, the food is great here.
As he stuffs his face.
It is very good food.
Don't talk with your mouth full, hon.
Oh, sorry. Like very politely wipes his lips. So I haven't had a meal like this in a while. I'm just happy to try something a little new.
Just
What?
shakes her head.
I'm allowed to like the new things. This is
I
a
never
new
said you
experience for
weren't.
me.
I never said you weren't. Just again, mouthful.
Fine. Sticks his tongue at you with a cheeky grin.
She sticks her tongue out back at him.
Eris bleps.
Bleh.
Oh, he leans forward and nuzzles your top of your head.
Oh. The bull and the. What the fuck? I want to call you a goat.
Goat.
I don't know why, but their noses remind me of goats.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. She nuzzles back like.
You're so cute.
It's not that
I'm gonna
weird.
be honest. The like
You get used to it.
the furbog nose thing reminds me of just a cow. So,
So it's a cow and another cow, just different kinds of cows.
The bull and the heifer. Is that what you're trying to think of?
yeah.
Say heifer. She was so unbearably adorable.
I imagine Storvino will be helping clean up in the kitchen. What he just finishing.
I would like to stay with you two if that's okay, but I do need to find Figment. He asked me something and I've thought about it a bit and I think I might be able to help him.
What did he ask you about?
He wanted to know if I could teach him that breath thing that I was helping you with.
Oh,
The spicy thing.
The spicy fireball.
Yes.
Spicy breath.
And I was just thinking about how I was taught it, and it might work for Figment, but I don't know. He won't need to know how to use it, but he was curious, and I feel it's in my place as person looking after most of you to at least teach something.
You can't hurt.
No.
By the way, when you do teach him, let me watch. I want to see if this goes to hell in a handbasket.
I hope not. But I will make sure to try this on the upstairs deck, where
Yeah,
fewer things
they
might be
prefer
set on
that.
fire.
But the fire's the best part.
But we are on a wooden ship in the air. And they're sort of like more and more nervous, just like, I don't want to set things on fire.
I just want to set the world on fire. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was too easy. Fair enough. If we gotta do it the boring way, I guess we gotta do it the
It's
boring way.
the safe way,
I know what I
not the
said.
boring way.
I know what I said.
Well, you're wrong.
Maybe you're wrong. Maybe I'm right.
I'm not wrong.
It's okay to admit you're wrong.
Dismayed
love
ear
me.
flick.
You know you love me.
No, that's Thorius who loves you.
You wouldn't have traveled with me if you didn't like me.
I don't like you.
See? See? I'm being proven right once again. She's gonna snap. She's gonna snap.
I don't. What?
I was about to say she's gonna snap. She's gonna snap. She's gonna kill me.
No, I didn't hear. I didn't hear what Yumi said.
She said, "See, I'm being proven right once again."
There is a very low growl.
She hugs Eris. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just so fun to mess with you sometimes.
Then walks up. So everybody's a soil sport. What you people doing?
Yumi is nuzzling her head against Eris's.
Nobody wants fortune, so I'm bored. What are you doing?
I'm messing with Eris. She's becoming rapidly unhappy with me.
Having a good time. Watch the both of them have a good time.
Okay, alright. Alright. I put my hand on, I'm like, do you care if I put my pinky in your food? And I look to, Yumiko. I've been in a bath that removes all dirt for the past 2 hours.
Go for it?
He'll put his finger in it, take it out, and you saw as he did it, he swirled around not the entire thing, just like in a centered location, and muttered some things under his breath. All right, try.
She'll try the food.
It tastes like lasagna.
What the fuck?
The stew tastes like lasagna.
Eris hears the what the fuck and then proceeds to dunk her tongs in to give a taste as well.
How did you?
I reach over to get a taste too.
Oh, you no need to do that. Finger.
My food!
I do. I put my finger in both of their bowls now.
Darius hears that, grabs his bowl and pulls it away from you. Like, no.
So now everybody has a different flavored food. One tastes like lasagna, the other tastes like cheesecake, and then the last one just tastes kind of like seafood.
I'm not sure how cheesecake flavored stew would be like.
Exactly.
You mean
It
staring?
tastes just like cheesecake, though.
You mean
The
staring
texture,
at?
though.
Yeah, the texture is weird, though.
You mean staring at Eris like, is this your payback? Is that what this is? Because you just stuck your finger in my food.
It tastes so sweet. I don't understand.
So long as you keep your fingers out of my food, I don't care if you understand.
I did not use fingers. I used the tongs.
Get your tongs out of my food!
I thought you said dongs.
That's a great way to ruin a meal.
Right.
Or make it better.
The dong.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, exactly. I can do all that. If you ever need your food to taste better, just let me know.
I would not like it to be sweet anymore, please.
It just goes back. I'll just, in the effect, it goes back to tasting like.
Thank you.
I imagine Story would probably be coming in soon. Yeah, probably take a seat.
Is there a figment?
Figment.
Oh, what's up? What's up? Sorry.
Eris was kind of like on the lookout for you.
Oh yeah, he's just hanging out in the dining hall, probably eating some.
Like once Eris notices Figment, she'll go, "Oh, there he is. I will be upstairs." And she goes across to Figment and sort of just plops herself down next to Figment and says, "I was thinking about your question."
Continue.
Where you asked about dragons, the breathing of fire.
I
And-
agree.
And I wasn't really sure because I was taught it my way, and I don't know how well I could teach it on to you, but I think it would not hurt to try.
I think it wouldn't hurt to try either.
Excellent. You're going to need this. And she gives you, like, a little, like, something that is a small red vegetable.
I know what this
Yes.
vegetable is.
Is it pomegranate?
Not what I.
Vegetable.
Oh.
If I'm correct, like a chili or
Yes.
a hot pepper.
Oh
Okay.
my
Yes.
god.
Do I know
Oh
what
my
this
god.
is?
Spicy breath. Spicy breath.
Drew, I also DM'd you. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I don't know if it's a definite or not, but
I
okay.
wouldn't eat that just yet. We need to go upstairs.
Right, that's fine with me.
Okay? Okay. And she sort of gets up and is like, we're going now. We're leaving.
He
I'm
follows you.
I am following this. She did promise that I could watch.
Oh my god, all of you are following?
I'm
She said
not.
I could
Oh,
watch.
okay. Oh, Dragon.
I'm not following. I don't know what you mean.
Oh wait, she'll head back to Tharius.
Hmm?
Ask if I'll DM you something actually. Dawn.
Mm.
Do you whisper something? What is Dren seeing you do?
She leans down and whispers something in Gnomish.
Yeah, okay. That's all I was wondering.
While she's sort of heading out the mess hall, she is going to stop by the captain and just inform him there will be fire on the deck. She's going to make sure nothing's set on fire, but there will probably be some fire as a small training lesson. Because he should probably know.
He stares at you, and after a moment, he just kind of sighs, picks up his bowl, and follows you.
You know what? The snake will slither up onto
Why?
the captain again.
Okay.
Story will ask how everyone else's day is as he's sitting at the table.
Right, my dad came in to talk about the Overwatch League. He can't believe that it's on actual TV.
What?
Talking about that. It is. It's on ABC.
Oh my god.
But, Indra, what you say?
Yes, his day was.
So it's like he's kind of like he's watching people leave and Dren go into I assume some kind of like trance or whatever.
No, he's waiting a little bit because he's known they could take a second setup. And he's like, by the way, I did realize I could do something. I'll put my hand on him, and dirt will start to encrust parts of him, and then moss will start to grow off of him as I'll start soiling him because I can clean or soil an object.
Oh.
So you begin remossing him.
Yep,
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
no problem. Remembered I could do it, so I wanted to.
He sounded so happy. That was so cute.
Now I'm gonna make sure. I want to get a good look at this. So, if you need me, tap,
Excuse me.
Of course.
Yeah.
and he'll close his eyes.
So how long are you going to try and do this, Oz?
However long it takes. Figment's willing to do however long it takes.
Okay. How long are you looking to allow this to attempt to go?
If she doesn't, if Figment can't do it after the first or second try, then Eris is just going to look vaguely disappointed.
Oh shit, dude!
Okay.
Oh,
She's disappointed in you.
It's more just the fact it's like, oh, this was supposed to work.
Right.
I'm not sure where I went wrong with this.
okay. So we have to see. Do I need to roll something?
Con save.
Oh,
If you're
Jesus.
eating it. If you're eating it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Con save.
I'm
Can I
actually
use it in a
watching
different-
this too.
You do not
Is
have
there
to
a
eat it
different
to
way?
cast a spell.
You say a lot.
Then I will not eat it.
Okay.
Then and ask and
Depends
try to
on how
cast it
you're
a
doing
different way.
Eris eats it.
Hmm?
That's
He
how
can-
she usually casts it. She just chomps it and then exhales.
Figment's gonna see if there's any other way he could do it, and if he'll chomp it as a last
Is it last resort?
resort. Yeah.
Eris is going to be telling him to eat it.
I'm just making sure to see if there's any other way I can do it.
But this is the
it's all
right
about
way.
it's all
This
about
is
the
the right
process.
way you're supposed to do it.
Teach me how to do something, but I'm gonna do it this way. Then what's the point of fucking teaching you?
Hang on, this will only take a minute. So can I roll
Roll an
something to see
Arcana
if there's a
check.
different way? Oh baby, oh baby.
Triple.
A 10 plus 8, which is 18.
You're not certain how well this is going to go. You can't think of any way that you'd be able to do this without following Eris's instructions, as she is the one with the magic capabilities. So, following that instructions sounds like sound advice, if only having the difficulty of the uncertainty.
Okay.
Question thing, but just what's your spell save DC?
13 is mine.
Wait, you gave yourself a higher int than Wiz?
Oh. I have expertise in Arcana and Nature because I'm a knowledge cleric.
Yeah, no, that to have a +8, I thought. Wouldn't you need? Yeah, to have a +8 right now, you'd need a +4 intelligence.
Oh.
Yes, because expertise gives you
Expertise.
2 + 2, which is 4. Then your intelligence would have to be 4, making it an 8. To have a +8 with expertise right now, you'd need at least a +4.
+6.
Yeah.
Hold on. How's it +8?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's not
I know
right.
why.
If you have a +4
I know why.
modifier.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I had corrected it on her sheet, and then she had added a +2 to them because she thought that's how to do the thing. I'd already set it to expertise, but so she had expertise +2.
Okay, so it's +6. Okay.
Yeah, +6. No worries. I was like, it.
Somebody wasn't adding up to me.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I was like, she's a
16.
cleric with the
16.
18.
Exactly as I said.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
Okay, I'll chomp it then.
Okay.
Let's
roll
go.
some
Let's go, baby.
Can't love.
It's a 15.
Also, just so you know-
1, 16.
Wait. No. Okay.
It's spicy. It's pretty hot. You breathe out, and as you breathe out, you feel the juices across your tongue as you're just like, but no fire.
What?
Shame.
Oz,
No,
do you remember this conversation?
It's supposed to be like
you had?
this. She crunches down, and I am casting dragon spray.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And there's
Um,
fire. It's definitely working for Eris.
Oz, out of character. Do you
Now that
remember how
I've-
we've had this conversation before?
Zarya golf
Let me do my
clubs.
thing right now. Hang on. We can have this conversation after. Now that I've seen it in action, is it easier? Would it be easier for me to do it on a second try, Guru?
No. You saw her chomp down on it. She did exactly what you did, but in terms of like sorcery stuff, it's going right over your head.
Oz, you're not going to be able to do
Yeah,
it.
you're probably not gonna be able to do this unless you are taking, a level dip, and becoming a sorcerer is not something that just happens, except for that fact that it's exactly that, depending upon where you get your strength from.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
you're just watching
yes,
this, just like,
I mean, I will say that, like, although we do know this out of character,
Yeah.
she wouldn't
yeah,
know
in
this.
character.
Yeah, in character, he wouldn't know. So
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
she's playing him perfectly, and he's just watching this, just like, dang,
Knowledge man is frustrated that he can't figure out this thing.
I will learn this. You can't stop me.
figure it out. Probably one day, maybe.
Fire licking around the corners of her mouth as Eris opens her mouth and whoosh.
Is it only a? Is dragon? Out of curiosity, is dragon breath? This is out of character. It's only. Is it only a sorcerer spell?
No.
And
It's
wizards.
actually
Curious.
too.
I almost chose it, but I decided against it.
Okay.
Wizards
fine.
can learn it too.
Wizard.
You gotta realize, it's a touch spell, isn't it?
To cast it on someone? Yes.
Yeah. Which that means is I will almost grab it just so I could cast it on Dragon.
As you've had done with, or seen done with a different entity who used it on a different creature.
Mhm.
Just imagine just walking up to fucking Eris. She'd be like, "Hit me, do it, spicy fire."
So you spend a good solid amount of time trying to figure it out, but the more you watch it, the more you realize, as of right now, is outside of your realm of capability. The knowledge that you have is good, but not enough to learn something like this, not without delving into other things to try and gain such knowledge of how to do it.
And
Well,
Dude.
thank you for showing me. I'm not sure if I can pull it off, though. I think power comes from different places. But it was quite thrilling to see it up close.
Guess you could say it was hot.
Sure.
it was at one point he took out like a piece of paper, wrote some things down in a language we might not speak, and then put it away.
Eris
I
just
can't
looks visibly. Eris just looks
sure.
visibly like
Looks visibly.
kind of either combination disappointed, irritated, but it's not like direct. It's a little bit directed at Figment, but it's it's sort of like just generalized.
Like disappointment
Upset.
at the fact that Figment wasn't able to learn it.
Yeah.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I mean, same Eris.
They're both just vaguely disappointed at themselves and at each other.
He's not disappointed at her. No, he's not disappointed. He's not showing
Yeah.
disappointment either.
Guru, can I go up to the gnome woman? That is not Yumiko.
Woman.
Yes.
Woman. Hi, you said at one point we should just. I'd like to possibly take a look at your spellbook, maybe, just to see what you've got. To see maybe. I'd be interested once we get to a port town that has the means to be able to trade spells. That what I could possibly borrow from you and what you could borrow from me.
She kind of looks you over for a second, kind of just crosses her arms. Definitely have to take a peek at some time. Didn't say immediately. Still got to keep my spells as much under my own fingers as I can. Once you're actually able to copy some of them down, I'll certainly allow you to take a look through a few things.
Yeah. If I had the ink and stuff right now, I would.
I just had like a flashback to the fucking game where they basically just tell you, fucking, it's Cuphead. Come back when you get more money, buddy. It's fucking Cuphead. That's all I
when you get some money, buddy.
I have the money, I just don't have the
No,
resources.
that's from Bioshock.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is.
Welcome to the Circus of Value. Come back when you got some money, buddy. That's Bioshock.
Okay, yeah. I knew I fucking heard it from somewhere. I just couldn't remember where.
It's like, I think it's basically just me that's paying attention. Okay, and Azaria, yeah.
Tharius just kind of looks at Storvener and just kind of like, got good food. Don't like the ship because we're in the sky and I'm afraid my feet are going to slide right off. But sorry, trying not to talk with my mouth full and just trying not to stress eat either.
It's quite alright.
This is very different from what I'm used to.
I must admit, one of my first times eating food was quite nice indeed. I had trouble speaking to the person as well, trying to stuff my face.
It's good food. I
Soon.
imagine some people here would like some entertainment, but not everyone wants to, hear my brand of music.
Oh, I'm sure it will be fine. If they don't like it, then, the worst they can say is stop, and then you can go back sitting down.
It's just embarrassing, just because, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out his cowbell. I'm always excited to,
Ah.
play my music.
Well, that's great.
Stop.
You have a hobby that you're so excited about, so invested in, is a good thing.
I know, it's just... I can never read a crowd is my main thing, so I'll just keep playing it. I've actually gotten thrown out of a few places for saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, you know what I mean? Like, I can put on a performance that'll keep me around, but sometimes I make jokes that are just a little bit off kilter, off base. The kind
It all takes a bit of practice, I know.
Yeah.
I admit I'm not the best at reading people, given I haven't been around too long. But I'm sure someone else that is part of our little group might aid you. Perhaps Yumiko. Although she might be a bit antisocial, what with being in the back all the time.
She tells me to make particular jokes that tend to fall along the lines of dark humor sometimes.
I see.
I feel offended that I'm being blamed for this.
What about Eris?
Eris has decent sense of music, but I feel like sometimes she just doesn't know what type of music I know how to play, and so she'll say the name of music, and I nod and I play it, and then she looks really disappointed when it's not what she was expecting, and I always feel bad. But I don't want to say that it's it's from a land further than where I've traveled, so I don't actually know.
Well, you have to be honest with these things.
I know.
If it's music that you don't know how to play, then you just need to tell her, and she'll understand, I'm sure.
Well, when I asked, I thought that she said that it was similar to this other song, and I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't the right song. It was a different song by the same name. Why do people name things the same name and then have it with a different tune? It's so annoying.
That is certainly strange.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want to play in front of this crowd, I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy to listen somewhere perhaps more private, if you like.
Yeah. Kind of like blinks suddenly remembering something. Definitely sometime while we're traveling, I do have invitation that I need to take care of later.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
A Yumiko invitation later. Yeah.
Story just looks kind of confused. Don't quite understand.
Don't worry. She invited me to do some stuff.
Azaria has been listening and just nodding politely the whole time, still eating.
Well, whenever you're available, of course.
Yeah, of course. Always nice to talk to you.
Likewise.
Lightly kind of taps your shoulder with his knuckles.
He does the same. This is a new gesture to him, so
he's learning. He's happy.
He does it, but he's a bit more confused but eventually just settles with a smile. He turns to Azaria and goes, "And how has your day been?"
It's been rather nice, actually. Been learning about where everything on the ship is, talking to the captain. Apparently they've got a whole fitness center down here. I wasn't expecting that.
A fitness center? Oh.
And a library. Of sorts.
And a library. Wow, they have everything here, don't they?
Indeed. Haven't been on a ship this fancy ever.
Huh. I'll have to check out them at some point. Perhaps
Yes,
find some books on my god.
Hmm.
Perhaps do some training and see how much I can lift. That might be interesting.
I'd be happy to show you where it is.
Please, I'd actually like to throw my weight around there too. Sounds like it'd be fun.
Yes,
Aye,
that sounds
aye.
very fun.
Let me
Later.
go return these utensils.
Perhaps tomorrow we can go round.
Here,
Sounds like a plan.
here. Good.
Cheers.
Holds up a glass. Clink.
Clink.
She really should have not eat all those peppers. Just like he comes out of all like this. Or he, I mean, because Figment is a boy.
Is Figment alive?
Yes.
Good.
Are they intact?
Yes, one or two peppers probably.
Oh, yeah. I tried to do that too. I wasn't able to, and I hurt my tongue.
I should be able to do it soon. From what I see, seems interesting. Couldn't hurt to do it.
I was stubborn,
Take
and
it
I
easy.
had 5 of them in my mouth at once.
Ah.
I hurt my tongue.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
impressive, and I can impressively tell you that it hurt.
Well,
I didn't
Cool.
tell Eris. I
Interesting.
didn't want to disappoint.
well, everybody learns magic in their own certain way.
Why do you wait?
Hmm?
Why does one eat food that hurts them?
Well, it has
Oh.
excitement.
Yeah.
Some people like it.
Huh.
Some
And
people like the
chili.
taste.
What does chili do that hurts?
Hot, spicy
yes.
food. Really
Very
good.
hearty.
Huh. I'll have to give that a try sometime.
See, Tharia's just like ice, like slide to Azaria, then back to Dren, then back to Storvener.
I'd be interested to see how it affects you.
Good luck.
Well, I'm sure I won't be able to breathe fire, but
Mm.
spice, I don't think I've had before.
Good luck is all I'll say.
I see. Yeah, very interesting to say the least.
Alright. So you guys finish your meal.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a chance to bed down, relax, and the ship moves forward. It does take some time to get to your next destination, of which nothing super eventful happens. You're not accosted along the way. Nothing really bumps into you. As a it in and of itself is defensible enough that at one point you do hear a faint "Phoom!" and when you go up on top deck, you just see a person at one of the ballistas on the top deck that is looking over, just like looking into the distance, just like, "I think I hit the tree, Captain." You see the captain just slowly walk up next to the guy and just like slowly put a hand on his shoulder, and you see the guy just like realize his mistake as he just like, "Did you fire the ballista just to hit a tree?" No, Captain. I thought it was, "Did you fire it without my say so?" The guy's just like, "I'll go wash the dishes." There you go. Just sends him down as the guy is relieved of his duty for a little bit, just like not even having to, just put his hand on his shoulder and just left it there for the guy to realize how he messed up, and just the guy basically left it so that his position as captain is quite clear in the fact that he has a very authoritative presence, and people tend to not backtalk him. Although you do hear a few people who eventually kind of talk about just like the captain, he doesn't really let us do certain things that we think would be fun, and then when you see this, you're like, yeah, fun, shooting a ballista into a random tree down there, purposeless and a waste of ammo. he keeps a firm leash on things, but he is fair. Eventually, who would be on top deck?
At what
Probably
time?
Yeah, look, I was about to say.
Around noon.
Probably me.
Oh, probably
Yeah.
me too, because I've been in
Yeah,
that
me.
bath so long. I want
Do
to.
they
Mhm.
normally do lunch around this time?
This will be just post lunch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he'd be up there then.
I'd also be seeing if Dragon likes the air, which I'm guessing he probably does.
He likes to stay, he makes sure to wrap himself tightly around you, but like every now and then he'll poke his head out and just let it just like hit the frill of his neck, just like let it go, waving back and forth in the wind, and then slowly pull himself back down onto you, just like not wanting to blow away.
Hmm.
Anyone who wants to make a perception check.
Certainly will.
Am I good at that? I'm very okay at that.
Above average.
Yeah. Nice.
Above average. 5, good.
Roll the 3.
Hang on. I'm gonna try. Oh.
I'm too busy looking at my son and being proud.
I got 11s.
Jeez.
Do you also want to roll, Eris?
Eris is not on top deck.
Just double checking. So,
No, she does not want that.
I'm like just rolling my d20 absentmindedly. It's like 17, 18, 17. Roll for actual roll 3.
don't worry, Tharius also got a 3. He is very proud of your snake boy as well.
Aw.
Well, I got a 5 total.
My son.
And I like how I got a 5 total, but I rolled a 3. He rolled a 5, we got a 3 total.
Yep,
Oh my god.
you're opposites. Yumiko,
Hmm?
as you're enjoying the top deck, just kind of like knowing you're probably like every now and then just like moving onto the side of the ship just to like look down, holding onto it with rope around your waist just in case still, but with your feet against the side of the ship, just to like look down at the ground below you, just having some fun. As you're getting pulled back onto deck and you're just kind of looking around, just grinning to yourself, you look past everyone and you see in the distance this wall of clouds that at first glance it looks pretty standard. It looks like clouds, except that there's shapes to them that aren't really moving with the wind. Structure like buildings, even a castle, that when the light hits it, it looks solid. Doesn't look like see through it all, doesn't look transparent. Solid. Now this is a good week and a half later.
Yeah, so let me do something then.
Yeah, you're allowed to do something. I figure you would need to do that, but that's why I was saying that we're moving into the future for that, so roll it for the day.
Oh, this is fun. I got some good options.
Very good options indeed.
I love rolling low.
Oh yeah, it gives you very interesting things you can do. But as you see this, you hear the captain beginning to bark orders, and people are beginning to move around and kind of like bank the ship a little bit more towards the side, seem to head towards those clouds. And as you're looking it over, you start to realize these clouds, they are clouds. They have to be clouds. But this is an actual place. This is an actual structure.
Yeah.
Because there's
So,
little
who's-
indications of people walking on them.
Haven't heard of these things
Who's
before,
closest to me?
Hold on. Who's closest to you? Probably Tharius.
Yeah, I'll just nudge him. That don't look normal, right?
He like looks over at you, over his shoulder. Clouds.
Look closer.
Clouds.
You ever heard of things like this, though?
When it's pointed out to you, roll a history check.
Would I have actually?
Bada bing, bada boom.
I just
What was that?
imagine Tharius
15.
is just like Yumiko's like look closer and Tharius is like I see the stew from last night.
Motherfucker.
Ooh.
This is amazing.
Man.
I rolled a 9.
Do I overhear them?
I mean, if I imagine that Yumiko's not being
Quiet?
Subtle.
No.
No.
Do I glance over and see it?
Eventually. No worries, Figment. We understand. We'll fill you in. We promise.
Yeah.
We're taking notes.
She's already gone. She
May I
was
roll
gone before
history?
you said it, Guru.
Gosh dang it. If you want to roll history as well, you may.
Getting them out of the way.
Dren, you have heard of something similar to this. The exact details are not something you paid full attention to, so you don't know the full depth of information. However, you do know that this is... let me see if I can pull up the actual name for it. It has two different names depending upon where in it's made, either cloudstone or fogstone, where the air is magically shaped into structures, literally
Is it-
into buildings and things of that nature.
I'm guessing it's like the air is like compressed extremely through magic, kind of,
Essentially,
to a point
making it
where
so
it's just
that
solid.
it's solid and you can walk in it, but it's still a cloud, so it can still be, in the air, as you clearly
Yeah.
see with this.
So, yeah, he just standing near the group, he goes, "Well, it's a structure. Through magic, they compress the air down so heavily that we can walk on it, make buildings out of it. Quite impressive and interesting.
And terrifying.
Nah, not really.
Behind you, you hear the captain, "All hands!"
Fuck!
You should probably move.
Yeah, he motions for you guys to
Yeah.
move to a safe spot. Ready
Man,
yourself
because
to
we were in the way.
dock. We've come home. Cloudform City is here. And you hear a cheer. Yeah, yeah, woohoo! Payday!
Payday.
A few people just like smack that guy, but they're all grinning up a storm. It's clearly in good jest.
Everyone smacks him.
Do I see, God, Paris,
What is what?
What is what?
the other gnome's name? What's her name?
Nafina.
Navina.
Do I see
She's under
Nafina?
deck.
I'll head under deck, actually, then.
As soon as people start getting loud, Yumiko just like dodges into the backpack.
He,
I imagine there's a swift as she gets in.
shuffles inside, gets herself nice and comfy.
It's like if you've ever tried to get over like a brick wall or something, just like your legs are kicking out from behind you.
You know what I just realized? You know how we found the box that they were supposed to put Mordecai in?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Yeah.
that Yumiko would just love that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Padded box where I can just lay down and just not have to talk to people. Hell yeah.
5-star box.
yes, I'm going under deck.
Quality living arrangements.
By the way, has she? Because she said she was gonna. Has she explained have I gotten a good look at like all the runes, kind of like to get an idea of how it works?
You've been
Like-
allowed to. You've been.
He has like probably a set of like a book that he's laid out just to this, like the runic part of it.
Right, and as I mentioned before, she doesn't allow you to copy any of the runes, but she does allow you to see them. When you,
All right.
kind of make like a bet, and she's like, "Well, again, we understand you're going to be going into areas of danger, and even if you normally leave your book on deck, we don't want to be stolen by anyone who could potentially, misuse these runes without knowing what they do or what they mean."
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely go down to her and I'll go, "So this is home base, I'm guessing?"
You hear her blow on something real quick, smack someone on the leg, and turn to you. "Yep, Cloudform City. A little on the nose, but it's home.
It's magical in nature. They got any shops where I could buy the stuff I need?
Possibly, if you're nice."
I always am. Would you be willing to take me to one once you got the time?
Probably, but you're going to need to check in first.
All right.
If you're lucky, you'll only have to talk to Taum, but sometime Naheth is at the desk and, well, she's nice, but she can be a little bit odd. Not gonna lie.
Also, checking where.
We'll take you there, no worries. It's
All right.
basically just the headquarters area where you can have this explained to you. You understand?
All right.
Enjoyed your travels so far?
No, I don't get seasick or airsick, so that's good.
Definitely good. I've had some people get motion sickness before, and unfortunately it doesn't make for the best of flights for them. But that being said, they are oftentimes very good hunters. You just have to, drop them down so that they're no longer throwing up over the side of the boat and have them landing amongst dangerous terrain that should kill them that they're eager to see once again. People are weird. Kind of shrugs. Well, go up deck. It's always good to see the city as you're coming in. Trust me. Every time you see it, never gets old. But the first time seeing it, you want to treasure that memory.
Okay. You'll go back up.
Going back up, the city as you get closer, you do notice that it's very monotone color at first glance, but you do also see that there are areas of darker clouds with tiny bits of energy that seems to streak through them at times. There's buildings that are built to look more steepled, others that are slightly more domed, the variety to which are all unique in their own little ways. Eventually you pull into the dock and you actually see there's multiple other boats that are also docking as well, giving you an idea of just how many people there can be here at a time, with there being at least a good 1, maybe 2 dozen other boats docking here, or at least with docks open. There's only maybe a handful of ships that are here now. Getting onto the docks area, you hear as you see these hooked ropes fly over and latch onto the deck, hooking into it, and you see people on the edges pulling the boat into part of the cloud itself. And it's apparently soft for the boat as it kind of slides into it, and rather than crashing, allows it to act almost like water as they pull it in until the boat is completely pulled into the cloud, at which point the power is dropped and you can feel the boat slide down slightly and then just thump, 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 as it is now docked and landed. The gangway is dropped for you guys, and you guys are able to be led into the city. They do tell you not to go to any of the shops just yet. You need to get your finalization written out, as Nafina, as the one who has seemed to have bonded with you guys a bit since you got here, takes you forward to the main HQ, where you see the Skysung Blade written over the name of the building that you're going into with HQ, with a little addendum on the side that says the East. Walking inside, you see Nafina take a look around, take a few steps in, look around again, and look towards where there's a large desk, bigger than most of you are tall.
That's not saying a lot.
People
I'm very
Storvener. Or Storvener, I mean.
You've got a 7'8" person here, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying for me, that's not saying a lot.
A lot of desks are taller than you, I'm aware.
Mhm.
But at least with those, they'll come up to a little above your head. This one's
What's it come to me?
above your head. And as you see Nafina looking around, you hear just oh, fuck.
You alright?
Naheth? And you hear a yes, as you see this woman step out from behind the desk. Apparently, this is not her desk, as the desk is much bigger than her. She appears to be more medium-sized.
Oh, look, I'm like, is this another fucking gnome?
Not a small-sized, medium-sized.
Okay.
Very lengthy, very almost elvish in appearance, but with a nose that's a little bit more less than a nose, if you will. Eyes somewhat slanted, hair drawn back into almost like a tribal ponytail that's been wrapped around itself.
Well, good morning.
Say, Mad. You say you'd be the one who could roll a nature check to see if you know what race this person is.
Sure. Oh, I'm rolling hot tonight.
I'm surprised history wouldn't work.
I would
History
prefer
does
nature.
work, but
I mean, I'll try
I figured.
it.
Yeah, I
Go
figured. It's been a while since you've been home. The
Mm-hmm.
name doesn't quite pop into your mouth. You're like, ah. As you see this woman push her glasses onto the bridge of her nose a little bit more. I see you've brought these people here to have their forms finished. Come, present yourself.
Aren't you just a little bundle of joy?
Aren't you the littlest bundle of joy as well? Stand up straight. And you see her pull out some rope and like just kind of toss it at you, and it starts like measuring you and checking you out as she starts writing down little measurements on the side, just like, yes, gnomish. Of course, rock gnome. From the mountains, I presume, unless you're from the under mountains, which is also understandable. Let's see here. 3 feet. This. Okay. Alright. And what is your name?
Yumiko.
Yumiko. Right. Moves it to the next person. Alright.
Although she snapped her fingers at me, that was about to end bad.
Yeah, she snapped her fingers at you, and then, like, as you're like, oh, you suddenly feel the rope move away from you. Realize, oh, it's the rope, not the you. Right, rope. Right.
I'm almost positive it also would have almost ended bad for you.
Motherfucker, I never said who it would end bad for. I just said it would end bad.
She quickly measures through the entirety of you all, and then she holds out her hand and it flies back over to her, wraps around her arm as she just finishes writing her last bit.
Just so you're aware, Guru, when they got to me and asked for name, I did say Dren. They also.
If you did not be disappointed in you.
She nods after a moment. Well, thankfully you had the opportunity to speak with myself rather than my subordinate. Granted, he does good work, but I will be one who you'll most likely be hearing has given the quests to him rather than the other way around. At the moment, we're still getting in requests and we're filtering out for who is going to be getting what quest. Your captain will be petitioning us for which quest you will be receiving. If you have any recommendations of things you want, don't bring it up to me, bring it up with your captain. He is the one looking to have it auctioned to himself. If you have any other questions, say it now or ask your captain later.
What's your name?
The name is Naheth, Naheth.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Nahath. Then I'll hold out my hand.
She looks at it for a moment, there's a feeling of like she almost wants to like smack it, but she slowly takes her hand and grips yours and gives her. It's like not super hard. She's not trying to crush or anything, but it's a very like sort of handshake. Just gives it a handshake.
Don't worry, I know you'll like me eventually. Then he cracks a smile.
If you can make me laugh, I'm sure we'll see even better. At the moment, my sense of humor is waiting on the winds.
Why do I get the feeling that you laugh at other people's misfortune?
Because you have a dark sense of humor. I don't laugh at people's misfortune. I try and help solve them. That's why I took a position up here as part of the Saisung Blade.
Part of me imagines, just out of character, that she would ask me what model of Gear Forged I am, and I'll be like, what? I'm
Just
sorry.
ask that.
I'm sorry, what? I don't understand the question.
As one of the world scholars, I have to keep myself as away from certain things as I can, but as much as I have to do that, I also have to make sure that you all are kept in one piece. I can't save
World
you all.
scholar.
Can I gauge what her humor would be?
Also,
I'm
do I know her?
curious.
Is a world scholar an actual position, Guru?
Yes, it would technically be a form of position. If you'd like, you may roll a history check.
20. Dirty.
World scholars are known for being a affiliate of the Skysung Blade, but they are also people who join with the scholarhood to have essentially a form of anonymity and removal from the people they were grown up with, because they are scattered across the world and explore the world seeking knowledge to try and help people, or at least to help build them up so that the creatures of the world don't just overrun the walls and destroy them.
Guru, have I met one? If you feel like anything, you can DM it to me.
Yes, one of not the primary instructor, but one of the people who instructed you on occasion. They were just passing through, but you did meet with one who told you a little bit of information regarding some of the things that you learnt, but they were sadly unable to stay around. They were much nicer than some of the other people you had met beforehand, so it was nice and refreshing to see someone like them who was as open about their information.
Do you remember their name?
Neheth?
No,
Oh, that person's name?
yeah.
Yes. Their name was Van Rye.
Alright. I've come into contact with another world scholar in the past. Your people are doing good work.
Triton, by the way.
Guru.
Yeah.
And you said I don't know what race this person is?
Not this person, no.
Yeah.
When I go up to finalize my paperwork,
Mhm.
I will make small talk.
I still want to see if I can insight her to figure out her sense of humor.
I'm going to say no. She's keeping it pretty close to the chest. But yes, you step up to her. She gives you a look over, and she seems, there's a faint, like, not a smile, but just like an acknowledgement. How go the lands to the east?
Not too bad, not too bad. I've been traveling a bit, so I haven't been back home in a while. But it is nice to see a familiar face.
You are like myself, then. Estranged from the homeland, but still wishing to do some good in your own way, I'd imagine. You see her eye kind of like twitch, as in like an almost wink, but
An almost wink.
but not fully. She might either have thoughts about it, or be trying to be like trying to do some good. Wink, wink.
Quite so, quite so. If you don't mind me asking, slightly personal, I've never been able to remember exactly how to spell your people's race. I always get the letters mixed up.
Depending on who you ask, the last part of the name can always be difficult. I prefer just to go with the overarching term of Gith.
Ah, yes. Thank you very much.
She gives a light bow.
Now knowing what she is, can I tell which kind she is?
Roll an roll one more nature check.
Okay.
Such consistency.
What the
Beautiful
fuck?
consistency. Gith.
That's fair. I'll take it. Wait, but she's magically inclined, isn't she?
Possibly. There are ones of the. There are two that you would be aware of because she said Gith, which are the Gith Zerai and Gith Yonki.
Mhm.
Being Githyanki does not estrange you from being able to be magically inclined.
Mhm.
It just means that you're more likely to be magically inclined with a hint of physical attributes thrown in.
Does it look like she's beefy girl?
She looks like a scholar. She's wearing heavier robes that don't
Ah.
exactly show off her physique.
Mhm.
She could be a Githyanki, but she could be a Githzerai in the same breath.
Mm. I will not, and make my way over to where everyone else is waiting.
If that is all your questions, if you wish to look at various quests on... She motions towards a board off to the side, and then report those to your captain that you're wishing to have him bid for, by all means. Do you understand the importance of the bidding?
No. I've never heard of bidding for a quest.
Of course. Please, and you see her motion, and some of the cloud shrinks down slightly under your feet as chairs, and they're very soft-looking chairs, kind of rise up. Have a seat.
I'll
If you don't wish
take
to have
a seat.
yeah. If you don't wish to have a seat, I'll remove the chair.
Appreciate the offer, but I'm fine.
She motions to anyone else who wants to have a seat.
Storvina will stand.
Eris will also stand.
I'm sitting, bitches.
Stories. He's been through some things where he's like sat down on a normal chair and it broke.
Oh yeah,
and
this
it's just,
this is a bigger chair.
Mhm.
Starfinder has slight PTSD when it comes out of chairs.
He's still
I
kind of
getcha.
like uneasy about it. Just like, I
I
don't
getcha.
break it.
When she sees the people who are standing and gauges them, she just kind of pushes her hands down as the chairs just back into cloud, back into the floor. Imagine, if you will, that these quests of danger are offered to a group of people. Now, obviously, we are sending you into the thick of danger. Where there is danger, there is good pay. And many people who wish to be the ones who are given the honor of going to places of greater danger, and perhaps even more so, they want to ensure that they are places with which their crew are ready to go, not simply drop them into the thick of an army of fire ants or things of that nature, which, believe me, we've had a group try and do that and come back with half the crew missing. We don't need that.
Have I heard of fire ants? Well, that sounds dumb, but you know what I mean.
For you, nature check, actually. This sounds like ants, and from the way that she said half the crew is missing, they're probably some badass ants.
Some big ass fucking ants.
That being said, the harder the difficulty, the more pay we can offer. But each captain has to bid for it, and if people are of newer quality, they'll usually want to bid on quests that are less difficult. Therefore, the bidding, where they can try and get a mission, perhaps even a few, because the less time that is wasted, the more they're able to do. They only have a limited amount of time before they have to restock themselves on energy with which to power their ship, and the less time they are spent docking and waiting to take back off, the more time you can be completing your mission, and as such doing, completing your objectives to get paid. Does that help explain a little better, or do you need another hint of exposition on what you need to understand regarding it?
God, I can't tell if she's being smug or she's just being
Her
specific.
face is flat. If you want an insight checker, by all means.
I will insight. But out of character, basically. Oh my god.
Okay, so
Oh my
what
god.
the fuck?
Consistency.
Roll 20. Just
That's
like
it. That's it. Guru, I'm getting my dice.
Right,
A
same.
magic 8 ball has arrived.
8,
Like-
8 for mad.
Like,
With a natural 20 for a 24. Eris, this woman appears composed and calm. When she mentions the group that was, taken by the fire ants, there's a very subtle inclination of her head, probably not a happy thought. She doesn't seem smug about this. She seems to understand that this is a system that lets the captains be, boisterous and try and make, hype up the energy for the crew, but at the same time, it is a very important necessity and one that she firmly believes in.
Eris is sort of nodding, quite like this is a serious thing. Yes.
Any other questions regarding this or regarding your
Out of
position?
character.
Yes.
I just want to make sure. Basically, she's saying, depending on how dangerous the mission is, your captain will say yay or nay, depending on how he thinks you are capable of handling it.
The captain doesn't even say yay or nay to the quest. He'll just go into the bidding and try and bid for on your behalf, essentially. It's not something that the whole crew is involved with. The captains go into a room and they bid on the various quest types to make me like, yeah, I want to put my ship towards this area so that I can then go to this area, and I want to bid on that quest in that area so we can try and do this. But if I go to that area, I can then go to this area. Essentially, bidding is both I'm throwing out my ship and my my crew, as well as politics.
I just imagine there's this one guy that danger. Oh, do it!
Say that one more time. You cut out a little bit in the.
You could have, yeah.
I just imagine there's this one loony that has like the tiny ship and like picks the most dangerous quest and is like, I'll do it!
Oh
Do you say that out loud?
No, that's out of
no! No,
character.
he said that he's imagining this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh god, now you've given him ideas.
Oh no, this was something I had planned the whole time.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
NPR, can I just say that I love your laugh?
Yes, you can.
I fucking love your laugh.
And to be fair, we love your laugh too, Paris.
It's when he gets like that evil laugh that it's just like, I love it.
So, any other questions regarding that?
Nope.
New.
Anyone else?
I think I'm good.
Good.
I'd love to go to a magic shop right about now. Couldn't you recommend one?
Can you recommend any place to get tools?
You're looking for two very different places. If you're looking for a place involving, let's say if you're looking for standard magical wares, you're less likely to have magical items and the like. We don't have many places where we can stockpile it, as having forges and fire doesn't always work well with the cloud forming. No,
I just need to buy some parchment and ink.
Oh no, that's what I was going to say. We get shipments of that in fairly frequently. We have plenty of people who need to continue their bouts of knowledge and learning. There is a place, let me make sure you're aware of this here. There is a place called the Dawn Drawn.
Dawn. Okay.
It's a place where you're most likely to find things of the written nature.
Alright, so I guess I can take a look.
They specialize specifically in inks and paper.
Oh, perfect.
That is literally the only thing they sell here, which, to be fair, they're quite good at what they do, making sure that it is top-notch quality. Anything less, and they'd hear from me. She has like a little
Alright.
inclination of her head, just like, yeah, I make sure that they're not, messing you over.
I like this girl just for this.
Is the gnome still here, Groove?
She's behind you.
Yeah.
Just kind of watching.
Well, you got the time?
She nods. If you're looking for tools, there's a little common store that may sell those to you. I suppose you've heard of various people who come in and out of here. The general store is usually going to be one of your better places. Kendall will be the best person to go with if you're asking for my recommendation. Kendall General Goods.
Keep that in mind.
And Strovener, what were you trying to say?
Oh, I wasn't saying that.
Nothing? Okay. I was just saying something in the back and I thought I was missing something you were saying.
I was just kind of whispering. I'm always watching you, Wazowski.
Say again?
Oh. I was just whispering. I'm always watching you, Wazowski.
I'm always watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Just that's just her looking at the paper shop.
The shop owner. Oh, she gives me the cheek creeps. But then again, that seems to be Nafina's as well. Just like, If you guys are ready, I can give you the tour of the city. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Which, as she's saying that, you hear a faint.
What is that?
I'm back from my break, boss. They got good cows up here. As you see this piercing-laden giant figure come out of the doorway. When I say giant, I mean giant, over 25 feet tall. Hair cut short on the side with a little bit of a kind of a, almost like a, what would it be, a pompadour on the front.
Oh my god.
With a ladder of nose piercings going from the bridge down to the tip.
What Fallout 3 custom character is this?
How tall did you say he was?
Huh?
How tall did you say he was?
Over 25 feet. This guy's giant.
How big is this room?
This room is about a good 30, 40 feet tall.
Ooh.
This is a big room, and now you understand why. Because
Yudo's jaw hits the floor.
He's got two piercings in his bottom lip that look like fangs.
As soon as your jaw hits the floor, the virus tries to look tall.
Just like, I need to look taller. Get on my toes a little bit. As he looks at all these people.
It's not even like a case of, whoa, hot damn. It's more just like, what the fuck?
Can I try to recognize it? Like, what specifics, possibly?
Nature check.
Can I?
Yep.
15. Again.
That's it, I'm getting the dice.
Oh, by the way, Storvina would, as this person excitedly tells us to get up and go on the toilet,
Nafina was saying that.
Oh, Nafina. Okay.
Yeah. This guy just walked out.
Oh. Nafina, Storvina would just sort of, he would get a little bit excited as well.
To go on the tour?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and this is right before you're leaving as you see this other figure just kind of walking out. Anyone else rolling or just you three?
I am. Give me 1 second.
I figured as much, that's why I was making sure.
Remind me to not roll with my fucking roll 20. I need to get the dice.
I'm looking at this.
I don't know.
Natural one?
Yep.
All right.
But it was a 1.
Ah,
So that's still different from what I've been rolling.
yes. Dren,
Yeah.
you are the only one who is aware of what he is.
DC was 15, wasn't
Yes.
it?
He is a cloud giant.
Can I know stuff arcane? Can I roll Arcana to see what I know about his people, magic-wise?
That'd be a history check. Magic
History?
wise, yeah,
All right,
magic-wise,
history.
they're in the
Oh,
clouds. So,
fuck.
you know, what'd you roll?
23.
23. Okay. Let me make sure I get the right information real quick. Oop.
Rolled the nice 17.
Nice hot 17. All right, cloud giants. Let's see here. They let me see here. Oh yeah, that's another thing that's going to be fun to bring up as well. Okay. They are people who, if you're not allied to them, they can sometimes be as bad as some of the monsters faced. Partly because of the fact that one who is of a more evil persuasion would see humanity, or humanoids rather, as potential loot rather than being allies or people. They keep a variety of different creatures, like hunting hawks for some, but instead of hunting hawks, they keep things like griffins, peritons, wyverns as their own beasts of prey. Usually the evil ones keeping more of these than the ones you're currently seeing here in front of you. Those who are more like trying to farm and such like that can have fruits that are as big as, let me put it this way, a grape would be the size of an apple, and an apple would be the size of like a turkey or a ham or something like that.
Holy shit!
Wow.
So
Alright.
it makes a lot more sense how they're able to live on a place like this in that regard. You do also know that they are beings who enjoy their wealth as well as having a very influential and powerful status, beaten out only by storm giants in terms of their strength. And in terms of their history, as far as you're aware, only those who have allied themselves with the Skysung Blade, so far as history has shown, have shown to be allies to humanoid kind. Most of the other ones have been not necessarily just as bad, but in some cases worse than some of the monsters out there, because of the monsters out there, they have intelligence to back it up.
I'll just send a nod his way.
He gives a nod to all of you, and he kind of like motions to the Gith and just kind of gives a little nod as she like slowly taps her foot, and he seems to kind of recognizing, just kind of like shrugs. I was on my break. She motions to his chair. Yes, I'm aware. I'll finish up my part of the paperwork. Please finish up your half. I don't want to go to the captains with half our information. Relax. I'm working on it. Nice to meet you all. I am Taom.
What are you?
I am a king. He's a cloud giant. Hey, don't
Yeah,
spoil
I
that.
at the same time they both say he's a cloud giant.
Yes, immediately they both call him out. He's like, hey, I'm at least a high and powerful prince of the clouds. Cloud giant.
Cloud giant.
They're both just saying at the same time.
Question: does that make her laugh?
You see a faint smirk on her lips,
Yes.
so it is a step in the right direction at the very least.
Storvina looks up at this huge guy and says,
This
"Well, it's
unit.
good to meet you, Cloud Giant. Cow."
And it is nice to meet you. Kind of motions to you like,
I would shake your hand, but it might crush mine.
I will offer a finger then. He offers you his pinky.
He grabs it.
And
He
your
doesn't
name.
I am Storvina. You may call me Story.
Ah.
It's kind of funny, you know, because you go by Story and your name kind of sounds like Tome. Oh God!
I like that.
Wait, I didn't even hear what the hell he says.
It's kind of funny because his name is Story and his name kind of sounds like the word Tome.
Oh, Jesus.
We should get a drink sometime if you can hold a thimble's worth of our ale.
Something
for a story.
Something tells me as like he says that. Does Yumi get a like mile yard distant look on her face as she imagines a cup for that?
It's less like a mile yard looking, more like, oh my gosh.
A thimble's worth? How big is their thimbles? You look at his pinky and just the fact that Storvinger, like, his hand doesn't fully wrap around the pinky, which means that this thing would, it's bigger than both of his hands, which means that for you, that's, you.
It's her.
You're not sure if you could wrap your arms around that. Could you wrap your arms around that? That's a big thimble.
Think for them, a thimble is like a massive jug, I'd reckon. to us,
It's like a tank, like a bigger than a tank.
Yumi has the calculation meme going on right now. That's her face.
Just
Story
adding
like
mathematicians.
in response to all this, he would like he sort of bellows. He's just like, ha 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 ha! Indeed, we should have a drink.
I like this one. Can we keep him around? But no, he is one of the ship's men. Oh, well, come and enjoy a drink regardless.
Places to be. Come on.
Yes, I will not keep you. Be safe. Don't fall off the clouds.
I'll try not to.
Good. He seats himself, and you, as you're leaving, you just hear, now, if you would kindly continue your work, click, as the doors shut behind you.
I just imagine, just like this guy's voice. Oh, keep down.
He's a big man.
Big boy. Big
I'm
boy.
imagining that as they're leaving, Eris just literally picks up Yumi and is kind of keeping an eye on the Cloud Giant, but it's just like, I'm carrying this one out of here. We're going. Goodbye.
I have this. This is mine. You cannot have it. We're going.
This is
We're
more-
leaving.
This is more like the impulse control.
Do not let her have the alcohol. Don't let her have the alcohol. Don't think about the alcohol.
No, it's not because of the alcohol.
Obviously.
Oh, it's because of the noise.
It's because big.
Am I just like literally the emotional support gnome right now?
No, she's carrying you out because she doesn't want you hurt.
Oh.
You're small.
Protect the
He's
flow.
huge. No harming the gnome. Protective, Eris is protective.
Protect. It's like, it is literally like a cat. Like cat sees something big and
Must
just
protect
goes
human.
like,
Also, if you're questioning why I need paper and ink for a deck of cards, there's a way of doing it.
I'm not questioning it.
I figured it was to make new cards.
That's
Nah,
what I figured.
he writes on the old ones. What he does is he's like traces. Oh, he puts the paper on top of the card and traces over it, then does an arcane rune to pass it on.
Ah.
Pretty much. So you are eventually able to be led out by Nafina, who's, as soon as you're outside, like, behind 3 sets of doors, mind you.
You doing okay there? That's
See,
a no then.
Taum is fine. I always feel like I'm gonna end up with a tongue lashing that never comes. That woman, I swear, she is the calmest person ever, and I'm expecting her to one day snap and cast fireball on someone. Just
She
out of
seems
the blue. She stares at you like, she
Takes her
is,
work
but
very seriously, and that must stress her out quite a lot. Especially if she's in a room with that thing.
yeah. Oh, to be fair though, Taum is harmless. He's literally wrapped around her little finger, which is saying something considering how big he is.
I liked him.
Yeah, like I said, Taum is cool. He's loud and he shows emotion. Not showing the emotion worries me because I'm always afraid, people.
He's large, but he's not quite in charge.
Not really. He calls himself a king, but his dad always makes sure to flick him on the ear if he says it while he's in the room. His dad's
Please
actually... What?
Please tell me Tharius is like puffed up slightly.
I guess, as I said before, he is like trying to make himself as large as possible, even though he's out of the room. His shoulders are rolled back, his chest puffed out, and he might be holding his breath.
Tharius, what's that? Not pointing a certain direction.
Tharius, you need to breathe.
Then I'll jab him in the stomach.
Yeah,
That's so mean.
I was gonna say, I was gonna pat Tharius on the back, like, are you okay?
You pat him on the back, right as he's jabbed inside. He's like,
he's trying to be macho.
I'm not trying to be macho. I'm just trying to not look small. He was big.
There's always going to be someone larger than you, and there's always going to be someone smaller than you.
There's always
wrong with that.
Like it or not, there's some things bigger than him too.
Oh, he's just like he doesn't like that.
He gives Tharius a few more pats, just like, you're perfectly okay the way you are.
I'm supposed to be tall. Now
You're never the biggest threat. There's always someone
you the way
bigger.
you are.
You're certainly much stronger than I am.
He holds up an arm and like half-heartedly flexes, just like, I'm a strong man. I know.
You're
Best
a
part
very
is
strong man.
I can lift
Here
like
is
1,000
your
pounds.
mate.
I will touch his bicep, and then a tattoo scrawls across it, and it just says "strong."
He like looks at it and just like flexes it a little more, just like.
As he flexes it, I touch it again, and it's like one of the things where he flexes. There's a face on it now. That whenever he flexes, the eyebrows raise.
That's fucking perfect.
It amuses him. He's like.
She pats his stomach. See?
That'll be there for an hour.
Thanks, Dren.
Finger guns.
Oh my god! Oh, come on,
Tharis
I need some
hands me
tools.
back over to Tharis.
I really need paper to save my life. Jeez. Okay, where?
This way, Nafina motions you over and takes you on your way over to the Dondron, which it's a very nice place. It's actually a fainter white, if you can believe that, because it's all like this kind of darkish brown white, not brown, gray white coloring to it. And this one's a little bit lighter, almost got a bit more of the light of a dawn, essentially. You see a few other places as you're passing around. There are places that are actually a lot more colorful, where apparently they took the colors of sunset and were able to somehow keep them as those colors for some of these buildings, making them very beautiful, if a little bit odd looking buildings, because of the fact that some of them are like orange, which, like that looks like a very, grounded building, and then there's like purple, and it's like, oh,
Does it feel like solid floor?
I feel like moving as you're walking over and like jumping up and down, it's solid. It doesn't feel like it's like squishy or anything like that. This is like, it's like walking on solid stone.
Oh, alright.
They knew what they were doing when they made this.
Alright. Yep, walking in.
Yep. The person behind the counter is a very busy-looking half-elf, like moving books from side to side, moving things around.
Question: are we all moving as a party, or are we splitting up?
Good question.
I figured we were splitting up.
I recommend staying as a party just so you don't have to make investigation checks to find your way around this place. Since I got the gnome.
I
Are we
mean,
being
it
given a
doesn't.
tour?
Are we?
If you were taking the tour, Nafila would be the one
Nafila?
giving it. Nafia, thank you.
Yeah, Nafina would.
Nafina.
Yeah, Story would be going with the tour.
Okay, so in which case you'd be staying together, because she would be the one leading you from place to place. Drawn would be the first place. And then if you're going to Kindell's, that would be the next place.
John Tron.
Sure.
Yes. Is it a male half elf or female?
You're not sure.
Can I roll, or do they just look androgynous? Hello.
Yes. How are you doing this fine day?
Quite good, quite good. I could use some paper and ink, and that's what I hear you specialize in.
Yes, for arcane purposes, of course.
Of course, yes. Arcane purposes, you know, this up.
So how much were you looking to get?
200 gold pieces worth.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Yep, just doesn't question it. It's just like basically, motions for you to put the 200 down and
Yep.
goes off to get the items you need. Only takes
Okay.
maybe a couple minutes, but he easily pulls it out. Click, click. Counts out the money real quick before he pulls it over, pushes over 200 gold worth of ink and paper to you.
Damn, that's a lot.
Oh, no, it's not. This is easy.
I mean, paper.
Yeah, but when it comes right down to it, I've seen, to be fair, it's not that much paper. Very, very high quality paper, but it's only maybe a couple pages worth.
Yeah. How?
The real meat of the money is going into ink.
Yeah.
Although the paper is definitely going to help.
I'll put it away. Thank you. Alright, I'm done here.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Alright.
I drained my bank account, and I'm happy.
Alright. So next up would be Kindell's.
Kindell's is
The general
just
goods
bare-based
store.
tools. Okay.
Which entering this place is a lot noisier. But it's also got a few other people to it, so that does make sense. There's people, clearly just sailors who have gotten off, people from the actual ship that you guys were on who are moving about. And then you see the proprietor, who is kind of like motioning to a few people and clearly able to quickly keep order when you see like a person like making like a, oh, I'm going to steal it. The guy points and just like, you set that down, or I swear by all that is good upon my... Yeah, alright, big guy. As you see this broad-shouldered orc man just pointing at him, just like, pointing down, and the guy just like, yeah, sets it back down, grabs something else. I got the gold for it, I'm good for it. I don't take good for it. I take money, like anyone else. Yeah, I'll get you your money.
I like this guy's train of thought.
As
I
you walk
assume
in,
you also like this guy.
It's right on fucking Butter's foot.
Therius is just like, son of a, like, to be fair, he's about eye level with this guy, so he's like, okay, if I can pump myself up just a little bit, I should be fine, just a little bit, and then you
Every
see the guy
time he
looks at
does
him,
it, I
he's just like,
push his stomach in.
"Oh, stop that!
Why do you keep doing that?
No reason. Hey, welcome. I haven't seen your face around. New on the boats?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You'll find it to be fine enough up here. What can I help you for?
You wouldn't happen to have weaver's tools, would you? I'm looking to get into sewing.
Weaver's tools.
You know, thread and needle,
I'm aware.
fabric.
It's not something a lot of people get into up here, but then again, it's more common than forging. Like I said, You see this squirrely-looking person poke their head up. Yeah? Weaver stools! Aisle 4! Aisle 4. Motions over to where they have it numerically set out.
Numerically?
Yeah. There's a number over each aisle. It doesn't say what's on each aisle, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4 on the tops of the aisle, so that they can just be like, this aisle, and then you go to that aisle and it's there.
I feel like I'm triggered. Just
We're
because
working
it's
on
not-
it. They're organizing things still. They're new addition to the Kendall Goods store, but I'm still getting things done, and well, I need someone with a sharp mind to help me do it. Isn't that right? Yeah. I can be over there for a second if you need any help grabbing things.
Oh, wait, are they talking to me?
Yeah, they're talking to you.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry, I got the big, strong one over here. She'll pat Darius' side.
Oh, you're big. Gives a little nod. You're almost as big as him. Points to Kendall, and the Darius just like deflates a little, just like. Don't worry. A lot of people make that face when they realize that he's a big guy. Just don't try and steal from him. He'll rip your arm off. Drops back down. Darius just like
Poor
slowly
Darius.
looks at you, just like, what the fuck? What the fuck are we doing? Where the fuck are we now? But he takes you over to aisle 4.
She will get up on his shoulders.
Yep, just not at all mindy that at all. You barely weigh anything to him.
See, that wasn't so bad. You don't need to keep puffing up like a peacock. You don't need to keep puffing up like a peacock.
He walks over and he grabs a kit and holds it up to you.
Thank you.
I don't think it's like a peacock in his case. It's more like a turkey.
It would be smart also while we're here for someone to buy a healer's kit.
I'm crying!
For those
Aisle
who can.
6!
Aisle
I
6.
do already have one.
Yeah, so.
If you're
Yeah.
interested. He's-
Well, if you already have one, then we might not need it.
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
So you bring it up, and the total price for the Weaver's kit is 2 gold.
Is there any I'm sorry. Let me call me off guard with the turkey comment.
Good.
Oh goodness, is there any fabric? Whew.
I'll be willing to sell you a spool of it for a gold piece.
Spool.
Big sheets worth, basically.
Okay,
You
yeah,
just
that's.
roll out.
You said spool, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck do you mean spool?
It is a length of cloth that has been wrapped around on what appears to be something like a spool.
Oh, and good question. Did the gnome buy papers as well? Ingot paper? While we were there? I'm just curious.
She did. She put down 500 gold's worth.
Nice.
And she, like, as soon as she got her ink, she just, like, slowly, just, like, stroked her, just like, I've missed you. She's been needing a few things written down.
There wouldn't happen to be another journal in here as well, would there?
Just a normal, like, book to write down things in.
Yeah.
5 silver.
Okay, so that's. Yeah.
It's not written
That's
with
3 gold, 5
super
silver.
high. Yeah, it's not written with super high quality paper. It's almost like more of a papyrus sort of paper. So it's a little bit different, very odd, but unique. You can't exactly get it mixed up for someone else's, unless they had a similar journal.
She basically just wants like a journal to keep specific notes in.
Which he
I had
kind
to
of
pay him in
grins.
5 gold. Or not 5 gold, in 4 gold. Fuck.
He kind of grins. Most people forget that growing things here means that we can sell stuff for pretty cheap. Granted, high quality paper is still one thing I am not able to sell. Or ink. I keep talking to that guy up the street. Guy, girl. Kind of like looks confused for a second. I forget.
Person.
Yeah, well, Valim is Fleam, and they keep the market on the high good shit. I don't really care. I'm still able to sell to people and be able to, hey, you put that down! Points to another person who's like starting to walk towards the exit, and they're like, oh, come on, you can't just, I swear by all this good upon this world, I will throw a hand axe at you. You couldn't hit me if you, he's like, the guy reaches for it. Okay, yeah, no, we're not testing that. That's what I thought. Now, yep, I'm in line. Clearly they're sailors who are a little too handsy with their stuff, but he's catching them. He's making sure they don't just walk off with his stuff.
I am keeping a hand on my fucking bag.
Right.
Same.
Yep, so you're able to get the stuff you need. Anyone else buying anything here?
Oh wait.
When you say general goods, Guru, exactly what do they have?
They have things ranging from a kind of a produce section with. You remember the information I told Dren about before? You're actually able to see that now. You see a thing of grapes that looks like you're picking up a connected groups of apples.
Oh, I was
These are
thinking you were about to say
apple-sized
sack of potatoes.
Sack of lemons.
No, a potato would be the size of the turkey or ham, which you do see some of those, as well as a few apples, a pear. These are big fruits, and they're being sold at a relatively decent, cheap price. You're guessing that part of that is probably because of the fact that they're so big, which means that one of them will feed you for a decent chunk of time, or at the very least snack on for some time, that they can just sell it for a little bit and turn a profit.
So it's just like one massive fruit.
Don, can I DM you
Multiple
something?
massive fruits, yes.
Oh, like a bunch of fruits.
Yeah, like
okay.
a bundle of
like
grapes.
Like grapes.
Yeah, like you know how the grapes have those stems that you sometimes get in a bag?
Hmm.
Imagine that, but with the grapes the size of apples.
Oh. Stovina's gonna. Like, how would it fit in a bag?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or would I have to just carry it with me?
You can fit it into a bag, yes. You can fit apples into a bag. You can fit these into a bag.
Alright, he's gonna buy a bunch. Just like one bunch. And then, do they sell pineapples?
Hold on.
Why pineapple?
No, not at this place.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Bro,
Everything went silent. I just heard this silent
The very
sigh.
soft sigh.
It's because I was trying to remember where pineapples specifically would be sold at. It wouldn't be sold in the east.
Done.
Yes.
Do they sell papaya? You just smacked me.
What about guava? No.
Okay,
Yeah,
anything
they-
island-ish, anything like that sort,
No.
are more sold in the south.
I was making reference to that dumb
he
vine.
will- He'll pick like a random fruit that looks
You find a durian,
Just
and I'm gonna start crying.
a random fruit,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll buy that as well.
Okay, 2 silver. If you're just getting one of them. If you're getting
Yeah.
a
You just-
bundle of them, you can get them for like a gold.
You can just ask Yumi or
Depending on how much you
Zarya
get.
for like their points of
get-
view on fruit.
I'll get a bundle of them.
Okay.
A bundle of mixed fruit.
Okay, 1 gold.
Oh, okay. Along with the bunch of apple-like grapes.
That
like-
would be another gold piece.
All right.
I think I'm gonna go down the route of getting a bundle of the apple grapes as well.
Gold piece.
Yep.
I DM'd you again.
I saw.
Story is now.
No, there's a
very-
question.
He wants to
saw.
try food.
Who wants to try food? Let's try all the food.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's Zarya! Yumi pops up out of nowhere, by the way. Yes. Matt has vanished.
My drain. Where is it gone?
My train!
My drain. Where is it gone? Oh, he's silent.
Oh, he's talking, but we can't hear him. Matt, you're doing that thing again.
You're doing the thing, the hashtag thing.
Cause he like lit up, but
Oh,
yeah, there
there
we
it
go.
The thing, TM.
The thong.
That dong, the dong, dong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Story would offer people fruit.
Man.
How about now?
There we go.
Okay, there we go. She pops up behind Azara and just basically poked her in the kidneys. Not hard.
I want your kidneys.
Azara!
Yeah.
You need to find a pastry shop.
Speak up.
She said we need to find a pastry shop.
Her eyes light up at that.
Why are we looking for a pastry shop?
Because you've only had powdered sugar buns and honey buns.
Lord, there's so many things we can introduce it to.
I regret nothing.
Alright, so you guys will have a chance to do all that, and for this session I'd say that's a good place to end, as you guys are running around the city, going to find some more pastries to subject your friendly furbolg to.
Question.
Yes.
Can I get the spell list or no? Because that's what Dren's gonna spend the rest of the fucking day doing.
Which spell
He's going
list?
to go. He is going to go into goblin mode and just walk into wherever they're staying and ask if he can see her spell book. He just wants to get it done.
We'll discuss that during downtime, which one other thing I will do during downtime is I will give you the I will give to those who will be most likely to check out the board, which you can DM me if your character would be. If not, don't worry about it, because it's still going to be a bid regardless, but obviously putting forward your request will make it so that that is more likely to be where your bid ends up being able to go, because you're able to take 3 quests that will allow the captain to go from place to place to place, and for you to accomplish those missions.
I reckon Story would want to go there. He wants to check out
like
exactly.
DM it
I
to me
have
so
one.
I can,
How much
make sure.
downtime are we getting?
For this, I'd say like 2 days worth before they're restocked enough to be able to go back down to begin their hunting.
Dren will go. Dren's not sleeping tonight, probably.
Oh dear.
Not until like good 1, 2 a.m. So it takes a while to do spells. But yeah, I'm gonna probably check it out later tomorrow. Then,
Like I said, DM it to me so I can make sure that I give you guys, the correct people, the information, so that way they can give their request for 3 missions that they can try and go on, and so that way you guys can have an idea of what to prepare yourselves and everyone else for in downtime. Because otherwise, you'll be in a next session going, here's where we're going. Wait, we didn't decide this. Well, this is what we would bid on. And you were told that you can make recommendations to the captain, and I'm not going to take that from you.
Story days will try to get to know individual.
Wait, what? You cut
Which
in and out
individuals?
a little bit.
He'll try to get to know everyone and just like if he,
This is gonna be a lot of DM roleplay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to DM.
It's not going to
yeah.
be
Thing is, yeah.
super DM roleplay, but I will give you, like, again, kind of more bullet points just to make sure
No,
everyone's
not
aware of what's
DM
going
is
on.
in Dungeon Master. I mean, DM is in direct message.
Oh, I get what
Yeah.
you mean. My apologies.
Yeah, NPR. But just so you know, if you're talking to him today, you're probably gonna have some of his.
Some.
yeah.
His
I mean,
he is
if he
going
says
to.
he's busy, if he says he's busy,
He just like makes it well aware to you that he is working on something. So if he's like, "Oh, what?" You know why?
yeah,
Like,
he'll let him get it done. Speak to him another time. So,
at a minimum, it would probably take. Let me look up exactly how long, because there's minimums and maximums depending. It all depends on how many spells he's going to end up taking, which he might save some of this paper and ink. Who knows?
okay.
Which, write me how many levels of spells you're looking to try and get.
I need to see the spells first.
I'm just gonna roll to see who he goes with first, unless someone steps up to him or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you may probably drag Story with her and Azaria with Eris to get shown.
Yeah,
By the way,
he's eaten less patience than she has.
Drin will go have Dragon slither with you guys and go, bring me some good food, as he just backs up into the tavern.
Got it.
Fair enough.
And I'll give you a gold piece. 2 gold pieces. Sure. Come back with change.
Or just an entire bag of sweets, one of the two.
Either works.
Oh,
man.
I figure, you know, when Guru, when he said about listening to Tharius doing his music, I imagine, like, after he done the music, he would, like, be talking with him.
Mhm.
So,
No worries. We can discuss that later as well.
yeah.
All right. For everyone
Looks
back
like
at
it's
home,
Yumi.
I'm going to try and make sure you don't get too lost on what all is going on. We're going to be focusing mostly on the main story quest line for everyone else, so that we can make sure that you all are getting the good content that you're wanting. Because let's face it, we love the RP. It's so much fun, and I don't want you guys to have just role playing all the time. We want some fighting in there, you know? Just on occasion.
I have such low HP.
Ah, so what you're saying is we need to poke you very hard in the side. Got it.
Look, you gotta listen. You gotta listen with me. If you're like, we're level 3. You divide my health by 3, I got 5 hit points.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god.
I have the plan. I have the best plan. I'm just gonna hold you over my head. It's gonna be fine.
Excellent.
Just put him behind Darius. Fucking Darius works as a great shield, apparently.
Yo, all I'm saying is, you know the type of spells I'm gonna try to get from this woman. Like,
Shield.
Spells that keep me alive.
Obviously.
Don't you worry,
If you don't get Armor of Agathis, then
You
fuck.
can't. He's a
wizard
wizard. Doesn't
can't?
get that.
Ah.
No, it's a warlock spell.
I figured. No, damn.
And don't you worry, bosses.
And to be honest, he probably wouldn't take it. But yeah.
Sylvana is
Yeah, 'cause that'd be
planning
easier
on
to get him.
being an incredibly protective person. Like,
Protective
not
being-
protective, like, as in, like, holds them, like, no, don't touch them. But, like,
anybody wanna-
spells-wise and stuff.
Ah, God.
Makes sense.
I'm also curious. Anybody want to guess how much gold pieces I'm down to?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say below 40.
I'd say 5.
The same as your HP.
So far, NPR was the closest.
So you have like 5 gold left,
No,
probably.
15. He's at same
Oh,
similar
10.
to his
Near.
HP.
I have
Like-
20.
Oh,
I have 20.
Oh,
Gold. He's a wizard. He's got some gold.
you're a wizard.
I had a stockpile ready for the first time we got paper and ink. I was like, give it, yeet. Just threw it.
Oh my god.
Just throws money at this guy. Give me
Shut up
paper,
and take my
give me
money!
ink.
Shut up and take. Basically, dude. He's like, I want more spells.
Of course.
When I have ritual spells prepared, that's when I know I need more spells.
Mhm.
I don't like having ritual spells prepared.
Mhm.
I hate it.
I getcha. That being said, we thank you all so much for watching with us. This has always been a good time. We enjoy doing this with you guys. This is always just a ton of fun. Until next time, we've been What Team Comp. We'll see you all later. Bye bye.
Woo!
See ya.